First half an hour is sometimes there.
There's an exchange program between IIT Patna and NIT Trichy.
Hmm?
25 people will complete the Patna.
All those guys would have already gone and studied there.
Hmm.
Those 25 people.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
இந்த Zoom.
From here, how did you got the first finish?
தெரியல அது யூடியூப்ல எப்படி போறாங்க.
Live
நான் இப்ப Zoomல இருக்கேன், யூடியூப்ல இல்ல. ஆடியோ இல்லையா? இது வீடியோ எதுவும் ஒர்க் பண்ணிட்டாங்க.
delete பண்ணுங்க delete நீங்க வாங்கி பண்ணுங்க இருங்க பண்றாராம்
மேம் அந்த இவங்க இது எடுங்களேன் ஹெட்போன்ஸ் மேம் எது போட் ராக்கர்ஸா
இல்ல இது வரும் மேம் ஓப்போன்னு வரும்
மியூட் போடுங்க மேம்
மேம் நான் பேசுறது கேக்குதா உங்களுக்கு? உங்க காதுல கேக்குதா?
உங்களுக்கு கொஸ்டின் பேப்பர்ஸ் வந்து பார்த்தீங்கன்னா டிஃப்ரெண்ட் செட் ஆஃப் கொஸ்டின் அதில் நான் டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ண போகிறது செட் ஓகே. ஸோ செட் 2 கொஸ்டின் பேப்பர் தான் நான் டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ண போகிறேன். ஸோ ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் உங்களுக்கு கொஸ்டின்ஸ் வந்துட்டு நம்பர்ஸ் வேரி ஆகிருக்கலாம். நான் கொஸ்டினை ரீட் பண்ணிட்டு அதுக்கப்புறமா நான் ஆன்சர் பண்ண போகிறேன். அதே மாதிரி நான் உங்களுக்கு கொஸ்டின் பேப்பரும் டிஸ்பிளே பண்ண போகிறேன். ஸோ தட் இட் இஸ் ஈஸி ஃபார் யூ டு ஃபாலோ வித் த கொஸ்டின். ஸோ எல்லா கொஸ்டின்ஸுமே நான் உங்களுக்கு ஒரு 30 செகண்ட்ஸ் டைம் கொடுக்குறேன். நீங்கள் அதுலேருந்து உங்கள் கொஸ்டின் பேப்பரில் அந்த கொஸ்டின் எங்கே இருக்குது அப்படிங்கிறது நீங்கள் பார்த்துட்டு அதுக்கப்புறம் அந்த கீஸை வந்துட்டு நீங்கள் கற்றுக்கலாம். ஓகே. ஸோ ஐ வில் ஷேர் த கொஸ்டின் பேப்பர் நவ். ஸோ ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் உங்களுக்கு கொஸ்டின் பேப்பர் விசிபிளாக இருக்குன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஸோ இப்போ நம்ம கொஸ்டின் நம்பர் 101லேருந்து ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணலாம். ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நம்ம ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண போகிறது பாட்னி பார்ட். ஓகே. ஸோ பாட்னியில் செக்ஷன் A பார்ட் நம்ம ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ண போகிறோம். ஓகே. ஸோ ஆல் ஆஃப் யூ ஆர் ரெடி? ஃபைன். ஸோ உங்களோட எக்ஸ்பெக்டேஷன்ஸ் எல்லாத்துக்குமே வந்துட்டு now you are going to get the keys and solutions now. எல்லா கொஸ்டின்ஸுக்கும் வித் எக்ஸ்பிளனேஷனோட நான் உங்களுக்கு சொல்கிறேன். ஓகே. ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் கொஸ்டின் சி கொஸ்டின் நம்பர் 101. Which micronutrient is required for splitting of water molecule during photosynthesis? So இந்த கொஸ்டினுக்கு ஆன்சர் என்ன? ஓகே. The micronutrient which is required for splitting of water molecule during photosynthesis, the right answer is option 4. Okay. Option 4, which is called to be manganese. That is the right answer for this question. Okay. Then question number 102. In a splitting of water molecule பாத்தீங்கன்னா manganese, calcium and chlorine. All these elements are required for this splitting of water molecule during photosynthesis. ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் சைட்ல ஏதோ ஒரு மியூசிக் சவுண்ட் டிஸ்டர்பன்ஸ் இருக்கு. ப்ளீஸ் வெயிட் அ மினிட். நாங்க அதை என்னன்னு செக் பண்ணி க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிட்டு ஐ வில் பி பேக் இன் அ மினிட். ப்ளீஸ் வெயிட். Yes, students, we can go for the discussion. Please wait a minute. I'll share the paper again. Okay. So, students, like first நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ண போற ஒரு 10 questions-க்கு keys நான் ஓரலா தான் சொல்லுவேன். அதுல மார்க் பண்ணிருக்காது. ஏன்னா நாங்க ஃபாஸ்டா டைப் பண்ணனால அதுல ஆன்சர்ஸ் மார்க் பண்ணல. அதுக்கப்புறம் வர questions எல்லாமே உங்களுக்கு ஆன்சர்ஸ் வந்துட்டு நான் டிஸ்ப்ளே பண்ற question பேப்பர்லயே ஹைலைட் ஆயிருக்கு. ஓகே. So please adjust, but you can listen to me. I'm going to tell you which answer is the right answer. At the same time, I will give you explanation also. Okay, right. So if our first question is mineral nutrition in plants in the question. Okay, why micronutrient is required for splitting of water molecules during photosynthesis? So இங்க இருக்கிற 4 mineral elementல பாத்தீங்கன்னா the right answer is option 4, which is manganese. Okay, now the second question பாருங்க, we are going to have statement questions வரும்போது எப்பவுமே கொஞ்சம் நம்ம கேர்ஃபுல்லா இருக்கணும்ல, right? So first statement 1, endarc and exarch are the term often used for describing the position of secondary xylem in the plant body. So மத்த set of papers, question papers இருக்கிற students நான் read பண்ற question வச்சு you can find out which question number it is and you can check the answer. Okay, so statement number 1 la enna kuduthirukanga, endarc and exarch are the term often used for describing the position of secondary xylem. And the secondary xylem gra word vandu pathina wrong. ஏன்னா யூஸ்வலா நம்ம endarc and exarch இந்த terms எதுக்காக யூஸ் பண்ணுவோம்னா to describe the position of your protoxylem and metaxylem, which comes under your primary xylem and not secondary xylem. Okay, so primary xylem the first form xylem elements, secondary xylem later form xylem elements. இப்போ first form primary xylem la தான் protoxylem and metaxylem will be there, and primary xylem will be formed during the primary growth of the plant, and secondary xylem will be formed only during the secondary growth. And we know like secondary growth எல்லா plants லயும் நடக்காது. Yeah, it happens only in gymnosperms and in dicots of angiosperms. So statement 1 is incorrect. Okay, right. Coming to statement 2, exarch condition is the most common feature of the root system. Roots la எப்பவுமே exarch condition தான் இருக்கும். முதல்ல exarch condition என்னன்னா சொல்லிடுறேன். Okay, so exo na outer, first form ஆகுற xylem protoxylem outer periphery லையும் metaxylem towards the pith center லையும் இருந்ததுன்னா that condition is exarch condition. So this exarch condition is a very common feature in roots. So statement 2 is right, but statement 1 is incorrect. So which answer we should go for? It is option 3. Option 3, statement 1 is incorrect, but statement 2 is true. Yes, so எல்லாருக்குமே வந்துட்டு first question க்கும் second question க்கும் answer clear-ஆ இருக்கும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். We can go to question number 3. Unequivocal proof that DNA is the genetic material was first proposed by. So this question is from your molecular basis of inheritance genetics chapter, and இதுல பாத்தீங்கன்னா டைரக்டா அவங்க இந்த DNA is the genetic materialங்கிறத first propose பண்ண சயின்டிஸ்டோட நேம் கேட்டிருக்காங்க. ஸோ இதுக்கு எக்ஸ்பிளனேஷனே வேணாம், ஜஸ்ட் உங்களோட NCERT-ல இருக்கிற அப்படியே எக்ஸாக்ட் லைன் எடுத்து கொடுத்துருக்காங்க. ஸோ the right answer is option 1, Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase. That is the right answer. நம்ம எப்பவுமே சிம்பிளா எப்படி சொல்லுவோம், Hershey and Chase experiment சொல்லுவோம், right? So that is the right answer. Then question number 104. The phenomenon of pleiotropism refers to. So this is from principles of inheritance and variation chapter. Usually students ku polygenic inheritance, pleiotropism இது ரெண்டுலயும் நிறைய கன்ஃபியூஷன் இருக்கும். Okay, பட் நீங்க எப்படி ஈஸியா ஞாபகம் வச்சுக்கணும்னா பாலிஜெனிக் இன்ஹெரிட்டன்ஸ் அதை நீங்க ஞாபகம் வச்சிட்டீங்கன்னா அதுக்கு ஜஸ்ட் ஆப்போசிட் தான் பிளையோட்ரோபிசம். பாலி மெனி, ஜெனிக் ஜீன், மெனி ஜீன்ஸ் அப்படின்னா அங்க கேரக்டர் ஒன்னே ஒண்ணுதான். One phenotype character, if it is controlled by many genes, that is polygenic inheritance. அப்ப pleiotropism அப்படியே ஆப்போசிட்டா என்ன சொல்வீங்க, அங்க நிறைய ஜீன் ஒரு கேரக்டரை கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணுது, இங்க ஒரு ஜீன் நிறைய கேரக்டரை கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ண போகுது. Okay, so அப்ப which is the right answer students? 104 க்கு option 2 is the right answer. A single gene affecting multiple phenotypic expression. Okay, so that is going to be the right answer in question number 104. Now coming to question number 105. Upon exposure to UV radiation, DNA stained with ethidium bromide will show. So, நம்ம electrophoresisல இத பத்தி படிப்போம். This also comes in your molecular basis of inheritance chapter, right? And here biotechnology இத பத்தி நீங்க படிச்சிருப்பீங்க, biotechnology principles and process chapterலயும். So நம்ம என்ன பண்ண போறோம்னா DNA-வை auto radiography-ல under UV light நம்ம visualize பண்றதுக்கு we are going to stain. அந்த ஸ்டெயின் பண்ற எத்திடியம் bromide என்ன கலர் ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணும்? It is going to produce a bright orange color. Option 3. This is also just a direct question. Okay. Then question number 106. Large, colorful, fragrant flowers with nectar are seen in. So இது நம்ம என்னன்னா sexual reproduction in flowering plants chapterல regarding to your pollinating agents. Pollinating agents we have studied abiotic and biotic pollinating agents. இப்போ அந்த ஏஜென்ட்ஸை பேஸ் பண்ணி இந்த கேரக்டர் இருக்கிற ஃப்ளவர்ஸ் எந்த பாலினேட்டிங் ஏஜென்ட்ஸ் வந்துட்டு அதுல இன்வால்வ் ஆவாங்க, தட் இஸ் த கொஸ்டின். ஓகே, ஸோ லார்ஜ் கலர்ஃபுல் ஃப்ராக்ரண்ட் வித் நெக்டார். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ஆல் ஏபயோட்டிக் பாலினேட்டிங் ஏஜென்ட்ஸ் இன்வால்வ் ஆனாங்கன்னா they will not have all these characters, only biotic. அப்ப இதுல இருந்து நீங்க எந்த ஆப்ஷன் எலிமினேட் பண்ணிரலாம்னா ஆப்ஷன் 3 எலிமினேட் பண்ணிரலாம், wind. ஓகே, அடுத்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா bird pollinated plants, bat pollinated plants, insect pollinated plants. And we know like NCERT syllabusல நமக்கு insect pollination பத்தி மட்டும் தான் டீடைலா இருக்கு. ஓகே, and இங்க இருக்கிற characters எல்லாமே insect pollinating flowersல தான் occur ஆகும். So for question number 106, the right answer is option 4, insect pollinated plants. Okay, so up to question number 106, all of you are clear, right? Now we can go to question number 107. Among eukaryotes, replication of DNA takes place in. So இதை நம்ம 11th syllabusலே cell cycle and cell division chapterலே படிச்சிருக்கோம். Again, DNA replication process ரொம்ப டீடைலா molecular basis of inheritance chapterலே நம்ம திரும்ப படிக்கிறோம், right? இப்போ இந்த DNA replication நம்மளோட செல் சைக்கிள்ல எந்த ஃபேஸ்ல நடக்கும்? ஸோ டிஎன்ஏ ரெப்ளிகேஷன் இட் டேக்ஸ் பிளேஸ் இன் இன்டர்ஃபேஸ், அது நமக்கு தெரியும், நாட் இன் எம் ஃபேஸ். அப்ப இன்டர்ஃபேஸ்ல அகைன் நமக்கு 3 ஃபேஸ் இருக்கு, G1 phase, S phase and G2 phase. So replication of DNA and histone protons take place in the synthesis phase. Synthesis phase is in short called as S phase. So answer is option 1, S phase. Okay, then question number 108, expressed sequence tags. So again this you will study in your molecular basis of inheritance chapter. And expressed sequence tags the short எப்படி சொல்லுவோம்னா EST. This refers to, what do you mean by this EST? So this is also just a direct question, உங்களோட NCERT ல இருந்து அப்படியே உங்களுக்கு இந்த same line கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. Okay, so the right answer here is all genes that are expressed as RNA. ஸோ நம்மளோட ஜீன்ஸ் வந்து எதெல்லாம் ஆர்என்ஏவா எக்ஸ்பிரஸ் ஆகுதோ அவங்கள நம்ம எக்ஸ்பிரஸ்டு சீக்வன்ஸ் டேக்னு சொல்லுவோம். ஸோ ரைட் ஆன்சர் ஃபார் கொஸ்டின் நம்பர் 108 இஸ் ஆப்ஷன் 4. ஓகே, தென் கொஸ்டின் நம்பர் 109, among the evil quadrate, which one is considered the most important cause driving extinction of species? So இது நம்ம எங்க படிக்கிறோம்னா பயோடைவர்சிட்டி அண்ட் இட்ஸ் கன்சர்வேஷன் சாப்டர்ல படிக்கிறோம். அங்க நம்ம வாட் ஆர் த காசஸ் ஃபார் த லாஸ் ஆஃப் பயோடைவர்சிட்டி, அதுல 4 மெயின் ரீசன்ஸ் நம்ம படிச்சிருக்கோம். அதுல அவங்க கேட்கறது which is the very important most important cause for extinction of species. The first cause is the most important cause. What is that first cause? Habitat loss and fragmentation. So அது எங்க இருக்குன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஆப்ஷன் 4ல. ஓகே, so ஆப்ஷன் 4 habitat loss and fragmentation. Because of like நம்ம ஃபாரஸ்ட் வந்துட்டு நிறைய டெஸ்ட்ராய் பண்றது, அதனால அங்க இருக்கிற ஆர்கானிசம்ஸோட ஹேபிடேட் லாஸ் ஆகுறது. தென் பெரிய லேண்ட் ஃபாரஸ்ட் ஏரியாவை நம்ம வந்து சின்ன சின்ன ஃப்ராக்மெண்ட்ஸா கட் பண்ணி அதை வந்து இண்டஸ்ட்ரியல் பர்பஸ் ரெசிடென்ஷியல் பர்பஸ்க்கு யூஸ் பண்றது. ஸோ திஸ் இஸ் த வெரி இம்பார்ட்டன்ட் ரீசன் ஃபார் that biodiversity loss is happening most. Okay, then question number 110. So question number 110 la options namakku complete inga illa, but I will read the options. நீங்க வந்து உங்களோட bookல இருந்து like question paper உங்க கையில இருந்ததுன்னா நீங்க அதை ரெஃபர் பண்ணலாம். Right, I will also take the soft copy of the paper and then I will read out the question. Okay, so actually questions வந்துட்டு இங்க half question தான் இருக்குமா டைப் ஆயிருக்கு. Please wait a minute. Let me take the question in my soft copy. Number question number 110 discuss பண்ணிட்டு then we can go to question number 131. In between questions are missing here. அது நமக்கு டைப் ஆகி வர வரைக்கும் நம்ம அந்த questions டைம் வேஸ்ட் பண்ண வேணாம்னு நினைக்கிறேன். பட் question நம்பர் நான் உங்களுக்கு இன்ஃபார்ம் பண்ணுவேன். அதை பேஸ் பண்ணி நீங்க உங்களோட question பேப்பர்ல நீங்க செக் பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஓகே, so இப்போ நம்ம question number 110 I am going to read. See, half question is displayed here, remaining question I will read in oral. So what is this question number 110? Given below are two statements. One is assertion, other is reason. Okay, இப்போ இந்த assertion reason வச்சு நம்ம சொல்லணும். See, assertion என்ன கொடுத்திருக்காங்க? ATP is used at 2 steps in glycolysis. ATP உங்களோட glycolysis process ஓட எண்ட்ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம என்ன சொல்லுவோம், 4 ATPs will be synthesized, whereas 2 ATPs will be consumed in glycolysis. 2 ATPs will be consumed in 2 steps of your glycolysis. So assertion is right. ATP total glycolysis la ரெண்டு ஸ்டெப்ல ATP கன்சியூம் ஆகுதுன்னு சொல்றாங்க. So assertion is right. Now coming to reason. இப்ப அவங்க கொடுத்திருக்கிற ரீசன் முதல்ல கரெக்டான்னு செக் பண்ணணும். அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் அது ரைட்டா இருந்தாதான் whether it is explaining the assertion or notங்கிறது we have to find out. Okay. Now reason என்ன கொடுத்திருக்காங்கன்னு பாருங்க. First ATP is used in converting glucose into glucose 6-phosphate. Right. Glucose 6-phosphate convert ஆகும்போது அங்க ஒரு ATP consume ஆகும். Right. And second ATP is used in conversion of fructose 6-phosphate into fructose 1,6. It should be bisphosphate. Fructose 1,6 bisphosphate is the right name of that chemical compound. Okay. But இங்க எப்படி கொடுத்திருக்காங்க fructose 1,6 diphosphate. Basically, there are some difference between biphosphate, that is bisphosphate and diphosphate. So, அப்ப நம்ம இங்க வந்து எக்ஸாக்ட்டா வந்துட்டு பிஸ்பாஸ்பேட்டுக்கு ஆல்டர்னேட்டிவ் டேர்ம் வந்து டைபாஸ்பேட் நம்ம எடுத்துக்க முடியாது. கெமிஸ்ட்ரி ஓரியன்டா நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா some difference is there. நம்ம அந்த explanation இப்ப நமக்கு பார்க்கிறதுக்கு டைம் இல்ல. But what is that is I feel that as a reason statement is wrong. So when you feel the like reason statement is wrong, அப்ப assertion is true whereas reason is false. Okay. அப்ப நம்ம எதுக்கு போலாம்னா option 2 க்கு போலாம். A is true but R is false. அந்த answer-க்கு we can go. So question number 110, I prefer option 2. A is true but R is false. Okay. Fine students. So இப்ப நம்ம 10 questions-க்கு நம்ம discuss பண்ணி முடிச்சிட்டோம். So remaining 131 ல இருந்து I'm going to start now. Please wait a minute. I will share another screen and through that screen I will discuss the question number 131 to 140. Okay students, நமக்கு எல்லா questions-மே கிடைச்சிட்டே இருக்கு. I think like நமக்கு 111 ல இருந்தே கண்டினியூ பண்ணலாம். நமக்கு 111 ல இருந்தே questions வந்தாச்சு. டைப்பிங் ஃபாஸ்டா முடிச்சிட்டாங்க. So please wait a minute. I will share the screen again. So students, a small suggestion, key discussion பண்ணும்போது just take it easy. இந்த keys வச்சு நீங்க வந்து டென்ஷன்லாம் ஆக வேண்டாம். Okay. So இந்த key discussion உங்களுக்கு பண்றது சில பேத்தோட eagerness and உங்களுக்கும் சில satisfaction இருக்கும். இல்லைன்னா நைட் உங்களுக்கு தூக்கமே வராது இல்லையா? So என்ன keys அப்படின்னு தெரியாம அதுக்காக பண்றோம். ஆனா இதை பேஸ் பண்ணி நீங்க டென்ஷன் ஆகவோ இல்லைன்னா வந்துட்டு அதனால டிப்ரெஸ் ஆகவோ இந்த மாதிரி எதுவுமே யோசிக்காதீங்க. Whatever it is, நம்ம next step வந்துட்டு இதுல இருந்து எடுத்துக்கலாம். Okay. So think positively. Don't take it as a like sad part and don't go into any depression or anything else. Okay, fine. So students, like இப்ப நம்ம 111 ல இருந்தே so இப்ப நமக்கு keys வந்துட்டு highlight பண்ணியே நமக்கு DTP team அனுப்பிச்சிட்டாங்க. So see, very good. இப்ப நீங்க இந்த questions எல்லாம் வந்துட்டு யாருக்கெல்லாம் answers வந்து ஓரலா சொன்னது புரியலையோ நான் ஃபாஸ்டா உங்களுக்கு questions scroll பண்றேன். அதுல கரெக்டான ஆன்சர்ஸ் இப்ப ஹைலைட் பண்ணியிருக்கோம். அந்த ஹைலைட் பண்ண ஆன்சர்ஸை நீங்க மார்க் பண்றதுன்னா ஃபாஸ்டா பண்ணிக்கலாம். ஓகே. So question number 101, option 4 manganese, 2 option 3, 3 option 1, 4 option 2, 5 option 3. Question number 106, option 4, 107 option 1, 108 option 4, 109 option 4, 110 option 2. இப்ப 110 வரைக்கும் நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணிட்டோம், ரைட்? இப்ப நம்ம கொஸ்டின் நம்பர் 111 ல இருந்து பார்க்கலாம். இதுக்கப்புறம் உங்களுக்கு கீஸ் வந்துட்டு இங்கே ஹைலைட் ஆயிருக்கனால ஐ திங்க் கன்ஃபியூஷன் இருக்காதுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஓகே, சோ ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் நம்ம இப்ப கொஸ்டின் நம்பர் 111 ல இருந்து நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ண ஆரம்பிக்கலாம். ஓகே, வாட் இஸ் த ஃபங்க்ஷன் ஆஃப் tassels in corn cob? So இது எங்க நம்ம படிச்சிருக்கோம்? செகண்ட் சாப்டர் இன் யோர் 12th syllabus, sexual reproduction in flowering plantsல pollinating agents படிக்கும் போது wind pollinationல you will study about this. Okay, so corn cobல இருக்கிற tassels என்ன function? So actually நீங்க wind pollination படிக்கும் போது நீங்க ஒரு விஷயத்தை பார்த்திருப்பீங்க. Okay, yes, so one of the student has asked doubt in the comment. நான் like few questions discuss பண்ணிட்டு அந்த கமெண்ட் நான் உங்களுக்கு கண்டிப்பா எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றேன். பிஸ்பாஸ்பேட்டுக்கும் டைபாஸ்பேட்டுக்கும் என்ன டிஃபரன்ஸ்னு கேட்டிருக்காங்க. I will tell you the difference for sure. Okay, so let me go for few questions and then I will tell you the reason. Okay, now question number 111 பத்தி பேசிட்டு இருக்கோம். tassels actually என்னன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா wind pollinating flowersல நம்ம ஒரு பாயிண்ட் படிச்சிருப்போம். stigma will be feathery. ஏன் ஸ்டிக்மா ஃபெதரியா இருக்கணும் இல்ல ஹேரியா இருக்கணும்? ஏன்னா wind pollinationல போலன்ஸ் வந்துட்டு windல ப்ளூ ஆய் வரும்போது அது ஈஸியா ட்ராப் பண்றதுக்காக. So tassels are nothing but the styles which are present in the corn plants. Okay, so அப்ப obviously அந்த ஃபங்க்ஷனை நீங்க ரிலேட் பண்ணீங்க அப்படின்னா ஆப்ஷன் 1 is the right answer. To trap the pollen grain. What do you mean by trap? To catch the pollen grain. Okay, option 1. Then 112. This historic convention of biological diversity, the Earth Summit, was held in Rio de Janeiro in the year. So இதை நம்ம எங்க படிச்சிருக்கோம்னா again like biodiversity chapterல biodiversity and its conservation chapterல கடைசியா conservation of biodiversity படிப்போம். அதுல in situ ex situன்னு ரெண்டு டைப்ஸ் படிச்சிருப்போம். ex situ conservationல we would have studied this Earth Summit Conference Rio de Janeiroல எந்த year occur ஆச்சு. Mostly neatல இந்த மாதிரி year questions அதிகமா கேட்க மாட்டாங்க, but this time they have asked. So the right answer is option 1, 1992. அதுக்கப்புறம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா 2002ல நடந்தது. ரைட், இந்த ரெண்டு இன்ஃபர்மேஷன் நமக்கு NCERT புக்ல இருக்கும். ரைட், so now coming to question number 113. Identify the correct statement. இப்போ உங்களுக்கு இங்க 5 statements கொடுத்திருக்காங்க ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ். இந்த 5ல எதெல்லாம் ரைட் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் முதல்ல நம்ம செலக்ட் பண்ணிட்டு தான் கீழே இருக்கிற ஆப்ஷன்ஸ்க்கே போகணும். So எப்பெல்லாம் இந்த மாதிரி கரெக்ட் இன்கரெக்ட் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ஸ் क्वेश्चंस வருதோ you have to be very 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 careful. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் நீங்க என்ன பண்ணணும், அந்த ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் பக்கத்திலே அது ரைட்டா ராங்கான சின்ன மார்க்கிங்ஸ் பண்ணிக்கணும். அதுக்கப்புறம் கீழே வந்து அவங்க கரெக்ட் கொஸ்டின் கேட்டிருந்தாங்க, கரெக்ட் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ஸ் கேட்டிருந்தாங்கன்னா எதெல்லாம் ரைட்டோ அதெல்லாம் நீங்க எடுக்கணும். ஓகே, ஸோ நம்ம இப்ப கொஸ்டினுக்கு போகலாம். ஆப்ஷன் ஏ, detritivores perform fragmentation. ஸோ detritivores வந்துட்டு பாத்தீங்கன்னா டீகம்போசஸ்க்கு they will help. ஏன்னா டீகம்போசஸ் டைரக்டா டீகம்போசிஷன் ப்ராசஸ் பண்ணும்போது இட் வில் பி வெரி டைம் டேக்கிங் ப்ராசஸ். அதுக்கு முன்னாடி detritivores என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, உங்களோட அந்த காம்ப்ளெக்ஸான டெட் ஆர்கானிக் மேட்டரை சின்ன சின்ன பீசஸா கட் பண்ணி ஃப்ராக்மெண்ட்ஸா மாத்துவாங்க. ரைட், that process is fragmentation. So statement A is right. Now statement B, the humus is further degraded by some microbes during mineralization. So mineralization step பாத்தீங்கன்னா நம்மளோட decompositionல the very last step. And mineralizationல என்ன ஆகும்னா humus வந்து கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமா degrade ஆகும் and it will be degraded by some microorganisms called decomposers. Okay, and that is அந்த degradationல தான் நமக்கு inorganic mineral nutrients வந்துட்டு soilல add up ஆகும். So statement B is also right. Coming to statement C, water soluble inorganic nutrients go down into the soil and get precipitated by a process called leaching. So first step fragmentation க்கு அப்புறம் நம்ம என்ன படிப்போம்னா, அந்த fragmentation க்கு அப்புறம் பாத்தீங்கன்னா சில water soluble inorganic nutrients வந்து they will penetrate into through the soil particles by a process called leaching. That is also right statement. Okay, இது எல்லாமே decomposition topicல இருந்து வரும். And இந்த topic எந்த chapterல இருக்குன்னு எல்லாத்துக்கும் I think you can get it. It is from ecosystem chapter. Okay, right. Then statement D க்கு வாங்க. The detritus food chain begins with a living organism. எப்பவுமே detritus food chain it will not start with living organisms. Basic-ஆ food chainல வந்துட்டு நீங்க ரெண்டு type of food chains படிச்சிருப்பீங்க. Yeah, so one is grazing food chain, another one is detritus food chain. So grazing food chain எப்பவுமே எதுல ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணும் அப்படின்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா it starts with plants. Plants என்ன சொல்லுவோம் நம்ம ecological pyramidல producers. Okay, அதுக்கப்புறம் primary consumer, secondary consumer, tertiary consumers, your trophic level will go like this. But detritus food chain it will not start with living organism, it starts with a dead organic material. அப்ப statement D is incorrect. அடுத்த statement E பாருங்க. Earthworm break down detritus into smaller particles by a process called catabolism. So earthworms break down detritus into smaller particles by a process called catabolism கிடையாது. So ஏனா earthworm வந்து detritive ore. Okay, it is not a decomposer. Decomposers act பண்ற process தான் நம்ம catabolism னு சொல்றோம். அப்ப statement D யும் statement E யும் incorrect. இப்ப அவங்க நம்மள கேட்டிருக்கிறது choose the correct answer from the options given below. And first என்ன சொல்லிட்டாங்க, identify the correct statement. அப்ப எந்தெந்த statements எல்லாம் right ன்னு பாத்தீங்கன்னா statement A is right, B is right, C is right. So we can go for option 4. So all of you understood this question number 130? Yes. So ஒரு single topic உள்ளாரையே 5 statement கொடுத்து அந்த 5 statementல எது right incorrect னு நம்மள question பண்ணிருக்காங்க. Okay. Then question number 114. The reaction center in PS2 has an absorption maxima at, so photosystem it is divided into PS1 and PS2. So reaction center in PS1 is having maximum absorption capacity of 700 nanometer in its reaction center, and PS2 or the maximum absorption in its reaction center is 680 nanometer. So right answer for 114 is option 4, 680 nanometer. அதனால PS2 நம்ம வேற எப்படி சொல்லலாம்? It is also called as P680. PS1 is also called as P700. Okay. Then question number 150. Axial placentation is observed in. Axial placentation, it is from morphology of flowering plants chapter. Placentation la, like we have studied 5 different types. அதுல அவங்க question பண்ணிருக்கிறது axial placentation. எப்பவுமே morphology chapterல example base பண்ண questions தான் வரும். இது வரைக்குமே அப்படிதான் வந்திருக்கு. இந்த டைம் அப்படிதான் கேட்டிருக்காங்க. So axial placentation எதுல இருக்குன்னு கேட்டிருக்காங்க. It is just directly we have to study the example. The right examples given here: China rose, petunia, lemon. Okay. So option 3. Then question number 160. In tissue culture experiments, leaf mesophyll cells are put in a culture medium to form callus. This phenomenon may be called as. So students, in the question வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா கொஞ்சம் thinking oriented question. இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு கான்செப்ட் வந்துட்டு டைரக்டா உங்களோட NCERT புக்ல எங்கேயுமே இல்ல. பட் நீங்க கொஞ்சம் இதை திங்க் பண்ணீங்கன்னா உங்களுக்கு இந்த கொஸ்டினுக்கு ஈஸியா ஆன்சர் கிடைக்கும். இதை நீங்க என்ன பண்ணணும்னா anatomy of flowering plantsல நீங்க படிச்ச ஒரு கான்செப்டை ரீகால் பண்ணணும். So differentiation, de-differentiation, redifferentiation இந்த கான்செப்ட் படிச்சிருக்கீங்கன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். So இனிஷியலா ஒரு மெரிஸ்டமேட்டிக் செல்ஸ் வந்துட்டு என்ன பண்ணும், டிவைட் பண்ணிட்டே இருக்கும். Once when it stops dividing, it will become permanent. So இங்க leaf mesophyll cellங்கிறது it's a permanent tissue, right? ஏன்னா mesophyllங்கிறது என்னது? It is a modified parenchyma cell and parenchyma is a permanent tissue, simple permanent tissue. Now இந்த leaf mesophyll cells எடுத்து நம்ம கல்ச்சர் மீடியம்ல இனோகுலேட் பண்ண போறோம். அப்ப என்ன ஆகும்னா அந்த செல்ஸ் வந்து டிவைட் ஆகி இட் வில் ஃபார்ம் callus. Callus என்னது? Undifferentiated mass of cells. இப்ப இந்த பினோமினான நீங்க என்னன்னு சொல்லணும்னு கேக்குறாங்க. ஓகே, ஆல்ரெடி டிஃபரன்ஷியேட் ஆன ஒரு செல் அதோட டிஃபரன்சியேஷனை ஸ்டாப் பண்ணிட்டு திரும்ப டிவிஷனுக்குள்ள போச்சுன்னா what you will call the property as it is de-differentiation process. So the right answer here is option 1. Okay, so இதை யாரெல்லாம் லைக் ரொம்ப பர்ஃபெக்டா போட்டிருக்கீங்களோ நீங்க இந்த கான்செப்ட் ப்ராப்பரா லிங்க் பண்ணிருக்கீங்கன்னு அர்த்தம். ஓகே, very good. Next question number 117. During the purification process for recombinant DNA technology, addition of chilled ethanol precipitate out. So நம்ம RNA டெக்னாலஜில DNA ஐசோலேஷன் பண்ணுவோம். அதுதான் the very first step. ஏன்னா நீங்க DNA ஐசோலேட் பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் தான் அந்த ப்ராசஸை வந்து நீங்க ஃபர்தரா கொண்டே போக முடியும், ரைட்? அண்ட் இந்த DNA ஐசோலேஷன்ல எல்லா பயோமாலிக்யூல்ஸையும் டிகிரேட் பண்ணிட்டு கடைசியா டிஎன்ஏவை எப்படி ஸ்கூல் அவுட் பண்ணுவீங்க? பை ஆடிங் சில்ட் எத்தனால். ஸோ அதுதான் இங்க கேட்கறாங்க. அடிஷன் ஆஃப் சில்ட் எத்தனால் எதை precipitate அவுட் பண்ணும்? இட் இஸ் கோயிங் டு பி DNA. வெரி வெரி சிம்பிள் கொஸ்டின். ஓகே, ஆப்ஷன் 1 இஸ் த ஆன்சர். Then question number 118. Cellulose does not form blue colored with iodine because. So இந்த questionம் நீங்க little என்ன பண்ணணும்னா you have to think and write. இது வந்து டைரக்டா நமக்கு புக்ல எங்கேயுமே கொடுக்கல, பட் like what சில கான்செப்ட்ஸ் நம்ம பேஸ் பண்ணி you can write that select the correct answer for this. Okay, so இப்ப cellulose வந்துட்டு cellulose, you know what is cellulose? Cellulose is a polysaccharide which is present in the cell wall of your all plant cell, right? இப்போ இந்த cellulose வந்துட்டு ப்ளூ கலர் கொடுக்காது. யூஸ்வலா அயோடினோட ரியாக்ட் பண்ணும்போது கார்போஹைட்ரேட் ப்ளூ கலர் ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணும் இல்லையா? இங்க செல்லுலோஸ்ல இட் வில் நாட் ஃபார்ம். why ன்னு கேட்டிருக்காங்க. So what is the thing? Reason is because cellulose cannot hold this iodine molecule. Okay, so இங்க வந்து ஃபர்ஸ்ட் உங்களுக்கு ஹெலிக்கல் மாலிக்யூல்னு கொடுத்திருக்காங்க, Third optionல it break down when iodine reacts with it ன்னு சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. It is a disaccharide. இந்த மூணுமே தப்புன்னு நமக்கு நல்லாவே தெரியும். And cellulose வந்து why it is not forming blue color with iodine? The right answer for this because see எப்பவுமே வந்து இப்ப starch எடுத்துக்கிட்டீங்கன்னா it will form the helical secondary structure when it reacts, that is it can hold iodine, but cellulose அந்த மாதிரி கிடையாது. Celluloseல it does not contain helices. Helices இல்லாதனால it cannot hold iodine. அப்ப iodine அதை hold பண்ண முடியலன்னா அங்க என்ன நடக்காது? blue color form ஆகாது. Okay, so this is the answer for question number 2. இதை நீங்க பயோமாலிக்யூல்ஸ்ல polysaccharide, cellulose, starch பத்தி படிச்சிருக்கீங்க. அதை பேஸ் பண்ணி you have to pick the right answer for this. Okay, then question number 119. This is from plant growth and development chapter. Spraying of which of the following phytohormone on juvenile conifers helps in hastening the maturity period that leads to early seed production? So நம்மளோட phytohormonesல எந்த phytohormone conifers-க்கு யூஸ் பண்ணனா juvenile conifers-க்கு யூஸ், juvenile means அதோட young stage, okay, and conifers comes under your division gymnosperms of plant kingdom. Now which one of the phytohormone is going to help in hastening the maturity period? Hastening na என்ன பண்றது, என்னன்னா fasten up பண்றது, அதோட process speed up பண்றது. So maturity delay ஆ நடக்கிறது, if we are going to speed up the process that leads to early seed production. அப்ப seed production வந்து earlier ஆவே எங்க நடக்கும்? So here the right answer, this is just a direct question. இந்த line அப்படியே உங்க bookல இருக்கு. It is going to be gibberellic acid, option 1. Okay. Then question number 120. Identify the pair of heterosporous pteridophytes among the following. Usually pteridophytes பாத்தீங்கன்னா most of them they are homosporous. Gymnospermsல இருந்து தான் உங்களுக்கு complete heterosporous condition. And pteridophytes there are few plants which are heterosporous, which means they produce microspores and also megaspores. அதுல எந்த plants இத உங்களுக்கு bracketல NCERT bookல example ஓட கொடுத்திருப்பாங்க. They are Salvinia and Selaginella. So these two pteridophytes are heterosporous pteridophytes. Option 1 is the right answer. Okay. Then question number 121. The process of appearance of recombination nodules occurs at which substage of prophase 1 in meiosis? Meiosis-ல prophase 1ல எந்த substage-ல recombination nodule form ஆகும்? Very simple. Recombination of crossing over process எந்த stage-ல நடக்கும் நீங்க identify பண்ணிட்டீங்கன்னா அந்த stage-ல தான் உங்களுக்கு recombination nodules form ஆகும். So it is your Pachytene stage in which the recombination of crossing over will occur. So என்ன பண்ணுவாங்க, homologous chromosomes அவங்களோட non-sister chromatids exchange பண்ணிப்பாங்க. So that time recombination nodules will form. That process is called recombination. Okay, so answer is option 1, Pachytene. Then question number 122, again from plant growth and development chapter. Which hormone promotes internode or petiole elongation in deep water rice? இதுவும் நம்ம NCERT bookல அப்படியே like sentence இருக்கு. It is your ethylene. The phytohormone which is widely used in agriculture field is this ethylene because it is having multiple beneficial properties and it helps in internodal or petiole elongation in deep water rice. Okay, so students இப்போ நம்ம question number 122 வரைக்கும் முடிச்சிருக்கோம். In betweenல சில questions இன்னும் டைப்பிங்ல முடியல. So நம்ம இப்போ என்ன பண்ணலாம், question number 131க்கு போலாம். Okay, so நீங்க question number 122 அதுல இருந்து நான் few questions இப்போ நான் வந்துட்டு skip பண்ணிட்டு 131 போறேன். எனக்கு அது டைப்பிங் முடிஞ்சு வந்த உடனே அந்த in betweenல இருக்கிற அந்த 7 to 8 questions I will discuss. Okay, now question number 131 பாருங்க. In gene gun method, பயோலிஸ்டிக் மெத்தட் ஆர் ஜீன் கன் மெத்தட்னு சொல்லுவோம். மாலிகுலர் பேசிஸ் ஆஃப் இன்ஹெரிட்டன்ஸ்ல இதை பத்தி படிச்சிருக்கோம். பயோடெக்னாலஜி பிரின்சிபல்ஸ் அண்ட் ப்ராசஸ்லயும் இது வரும். ஓகே, ஸோ இட் இஸ் யூஸ் டு இன்ட்ரடியூஸ் alien DNA into host cells. Alien DNA means foreign DNA. Now the microparticles are coated with some metals. அது என்ன metals தான் நமக்கு question கேக்குறாங்க. So it is just a direct question, tungsten or gold. So your DNA, foreign DNA will be coated with either tungsten particles or gold particles. Okay, so option 2 is the right answer. Then question number 132, movement and accumulation of ions across a membrane against their concentration gradient. So இங்க வந்து நீங்க ரொம்பலாம் கன்ஃபியூஸ் ஆக வேணாம். கான்சென்ட்ரேஷன் கிரேடியன்ட் டுவர்ட்ஸ் இருந்தா அது பாசிவ், அகெயின்ஸ்ட் இருந்தா அது ஆக்டிவ். அப்ப இங்க இருக்கிற நாலுல எதெல்லாம் பாசிவ் எதெல்லாம் ஆக்டிவ்னு நீங்க கண்டுபிடிச்சிட்டீங்கன்னா ஈஸிலி யூ கேன் கோ ஃபார் தி ஆன்சர். ஃபெசிலிட்டேட்டட் டிஃப்யூஷன், பாசிவ் டிரான்ஸ்போர்ட். நம்பர் 2 என்ன கொடுத்திருக்காங்க, டைரக்ட்லி பாசிவ் டிரான்ஸ்போர்ட் கொடுத்துட்டாங்க. Option 4 osmosis passive down. Appa active transport da against the concentration gradient. So we can go for the answer option 3. Then question number 133. Again namakku cell cycle cell division. See cell cycle cell division romba chinna chapter ana adula irundhu nariya questions ketirukanga. Which of the following stages of meiosis involves division of centromere? So in the question வந்துட்டு இந்த concept repeated every year they are asking in it. Centromere splitting எந்த stage of meiosis நடக்கும்? Okay, usually meiosis 1 ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா division of centromere occur ஆகாது. Only it takes place in meiosis 2 and meiosis 1 and meiosis 2 இது ரெண்டுல anaphase stageல தான் it happens. So meiosis 1 of anaphase 1 of meiosis 1 there will be no division of centromere, but anaphase 2 of meiosis 2 there will be division of centromere. இதே மாதிரி mitosis ஓட anaphase லயும் division of centromere நடக்கும். So on the whole உங்களோட anaphase in mitosis, anaphase 2 of meiosis இது ரெண்டுல மட்டும் தான் splitting of centromere occurs. So right answer is option 2. Okay. Then 134. In angiosperm, haploid, diploid and triploid structures of a fertilized embryo sac. உங்களோட embryo sac like sexual reproduction in flowering plants ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா embryo sac வந்து fertilized embryo sac ல எதெல்லாம் haploid, diploid and triploid structures ன்னு கேக்குறாங்க. Okay. See, first options போங்க. Antipodal cell is haploid. It is right. But comma synergids respectively or sequentially, if these words are given, you have to be very careful. Why? Because the order should be exactly the same. நீங்க order மாத்திட்டீங்க, even though your answer is like coming under that, it will be wrong. Okay, so haploid அப்புறம் diploid அப்புறம் triploid இந்த orderல தான் உங்களோட ஆன்சர்ஸ் இருக்கணும். So haploid structure இங்க antipodal option 1, synergidum haploid தான், அப்போ option 1 தப்பு. அடுத்து option 3 க்கு போங்க. synergid is haploid right, but antipodalum haploid தான், அப்ப அதுவும் தப்பு. Last option போங்க. synergid haploid, but primary endosperm nucleus is triploid. அப்ப 1, 3, 4 all these are wrong. Second option பாருங்க. synergid is haploid, zygote is diploid, primary endosperm nucleus is triploid. So option 2 is the right answer. Got it? Then question number 135. Given below are two statements. Again assertion reason நமக்கு கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. assertion reason வரும்போது ரொம்ப கேர்ஃபுல்லா நீங்க அட்டெண்ட் பண்ணணும். First பாருங்க, late wood has fewer xylem elements with narrow vessels. Yeah, so early wood will have larger xylem elements with broad vessels. Late wood has fewer xylem elements with narrow vessels. So assertion is right. Coming to reason, cambium is less active in winter. Of course, cambium is less active in winter and more active in spring. அப்போ spring seasonல form ஆகுற wood நம்ம early wood ன்னு சொல்லுவோம், winter seasonல form ஆகுறது late wood. அப்போ இது என்னன்னா cambiumோட activity base பண்ணி தான் உங்களோட அந்த like woodோட, that is cambium activity base பண்ணி தான் உங்களுக்கு xylem vessels ஓட formation. And cambiumோட activity எதை depend பண்ணி இருக்கும்னா depending upon the climatic condition. So இங்க இருக்கிற reason, it is explaining the assertion statement. So because in winter season your cambium is less active, it is forming fewer xylem elements with narrow vessels, which we call it as late wood. So அப்ப இத சொல்லி நீங்க அத சொல்லும்போது exactly it is relating, right? So அப்ப நம்ம எங்க போலாம்? Yes students. So yes, now coming to the question number 136. 136 spelling mistake is there. Malonate. It is not melonate, it is malonate. Okay, so malonate வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா it inhibits the growth pathogenic bacteria by inhibiting the activity of. So malonate inhibits the growth pathogenic bacteria. இத நீங்க எங்க படிச்சிருப்பீங்கன்னா உங்களோட biomoleculesல we have studied about enzyme inhibition property. அதுல competitive non competitive inhibition படிச்சிருப்பீங்க. So there you have studied this example. Malonate inhibits the activity of enzyme succinic dehydrogenase. Okay, so it is option 4. Then question number 137. Match list 1 and list 2. Matching is very easy, but இங்க கொஞ்சம் little tricky. ஏன்னா உங்களுக்கு mineral elements கொடுத்திருக்காங்க and mineral elements ஓட அவங்க என்ன பண்ணிருக்காங்கன்னா like they have given the functions or like how they are participating as activator. Okay. So iron, first A க்கு வந்து iron இங்க இருக்கிற list 2 ல பாத்தீங்கன்னா iron is an activator of catalase. So it is option 3. Next is zinc. Zinc is used for synthesis of oxens, option 1. Then boron is used in cell elongation and differentiation, that is option 4. Molybdenum, last one. Molybdenum it is a component of nitrogenase and nitrate reductase enzyme. So that is 2. If I link pannina, option 2 will be the right answer. Okay. Then question number 138. Which one of the following statement is not correct? Nalla parunga, not correct கேட்டிருக்காங்க. நீங்க அவசரப்பட்டு கரெக்டான ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் யூஸ் பண்ணிட கூடாது. Okay. So இங்க statement 2, 3, 4 இது மூணுமே right. அதுல நான் explain பண்றதுக்கு எதுவுமே இல்ல. But statement 1 is wrong. ஏன் wrongங்கிறது நான் உங்களுக்கு சொல்லணும். Algal bloom caused by excess of organic matter in water improve the water quality? No, it decreases the quality of water and that will affect the fisheries. அப்படின்னா இங்க அவங்க inverse கொடுத்திருக்காங்க. So statement 1 is incorrect. Okay. Then question number 139. Again matching பார்க்கிறோம். So இந்த matching கொஞ்சம் tricky. இதுல நீங்க வந்துட்டு B-ஐயும் D-ஐயும் கரெக்டா சூஸ் பண்ணிடலாம். That is glycolysis-க்கும் tricarboxylic acid cycle-க்கும் ஈஸியா ஆன்சர் உங்களுக்கு வந்துடும். But A and C இது ரெண்டுக்கும் பாத்தீங்கன்னா கொஞ்சம் கன்ஃபியூஷன் இருக்கும். Okay. So A பாத்தீங்கன்னா oxidative decarboxylation which happens in your link reaction between glycolysis and Krebs cycle where acetyl-CoA is getting converted, pyruvic acid is getting converted into acetyl-CoA. So அந்த இடத்துல pyruvate dehydrogenase enzyme complex will participate and there a carbon dioxide will be released which we call the process as oxidative decarboxylation. Okay. Next அப்ப A க்கு என்ன வரும்னா option 2 pyruvate dehydrogenase. Glycolysis நமக்கு தெரியும். The other name for glycolysis is EMP pathway, Embden Meyerhoff and Farnes pathway. And C is oxidative phosphorylation. So A உங்களால கரெக்டா கண்டுபிடிக்க முடிஞ்சதுன்னா கண்டிப்பா C கரெக்டா கண்டுபிடிச்சிருப்பீங்க. So C is going to be oxidative phosphorylation என்னது ETS, electron transport system. Then tricarboxylic acid cycle is nothing but your Krebs cycle. Krebs cycle first form ஆகிற product citric acid. That's why we call Krebs cycle a citric acid cycle. So citrate synthase. So this is the correct matching and the right answer is option 3. So question number 140. Which of the following statements are correct about Klinefelter syndrome? So Klinefelter syndrome, you know what is the chromosomal condition here. Instead of having 46, they will have 47 chromosomes where the condition will be 44 autosomes, but the sex chromosome will be XXY. Okay. So either it should be XX or XY, and XXY. And you know, if Y chromosome is present, then the sex will be determined as male. Hence, the genital organ formation will be male. But because they are having 2 X chromosome, 1 X chromosome in addition, they will have some feminine characters also, right? This is the basic Klinefelter syndrome. Now we can see the statements. Idhula irundhu நம்ம கரெக்டான ஸ்டேட்மென்ட் மட்டும் சூஸ் பண்ணனும். This disorder was first described by Langdon Down. Langdon Down எந்த syndrome first discover பண்ணிருக்காரு? Yes, it is Down syndrome. Okay. So A வந்து wrong. S. Then B. Such an individual has overall masculine development. However, feminine development is also expressed. இப்போதான் நான் சொன்னேன் Y chromosome இருக்கனால அவங்களுக்கு masculine characters இருக்கும். But 2 X chromosomes இருக்கனால that will be dominant and they will have feminine characters also. Okay, so B is right. C statement. The affected individual is short statured. No, only in Turner syndrome, the affected individual will be short statured. But here, they will not be short statured, they will be tall statured. Okay. Then D. Physical, psychomotor, and mental development is retarded. Turner syndrome and Klinefelter syndrome, they will not have this physical, psychomotor, and mental development retardation. So again, D statement is also wrong. Okay. Then the last one, E. Such individuals are sterile. Both in Turner syndrome and in Klinefelter syndrome, the individuals are sterile. Why? Because their reproductive organs will not be well developed. Hence, they will not be able to produce the gametes. In such case, they will have the fertility will be affected for them. Okay. So, upon fertility affect ஆயிருக்கு அப்படின்னா அவங்களால என்ன பண்ண முடியாது? Gamete productionல involve ஆக முடியாது. Okay. So, hence, the gamete production நடக்கல அப்படிங்கும்போது கண்டிப்பா என்ன நடக்காது? So they cannot reproduce. Okay. So அப்ப இந்த ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்ஸ்ல நீங்க பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா எந்தெந்த ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் வந்து அவங்க ரைட் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்னு கேட்டிருக்காங்க. So அப்ப ரைட் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட் அப்படின்னு நம்ம பார்த்தோம்னா only it is B and E statement. Okay, B and E statements மட்டும்தான், not your A, C and D. Okay, so these are the so questions இது வரைக்கும் நமக்கு டைப் ஆகி வந்த questions இவ்வளவுதாம்மா. இப்போ இந்த questions வந்துட்டு நம்ம remaining questions are in typing process and physics and chemistry are ready. So now I am taking a break. Physics teacher will join in a while, okay? And physics teacher followed by chemistry teacher will also discuss the questions. Again, I will continue to discuss the remaining bio questions, okay? And whatever doubts you have in these questions, இது வரைக்கும் நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ண questions-ல உங்களுக்கு ஆன்சர்ஸ்ல ஏதாவது நெகோசியேஷன் இருந்துச்சு அப்படின்னா please put in your comment box, okay? And I will explain you in the next bio session. அடுத்த bio session வரும்போது ஆல்ரெடி ஒரு question வந்து பிஸ்பாஸ்பேட் டைபாஸ்பேட் சொல்லியிருக்காங்க. அது மாதிரி வேற ஏதாவது கிளாரிஃபிகேஷன்ஸ் இருந்ததுன்னா கமெண்ட்ஸ்ல நீங்க போஸ்ட் பண்ணுங்க. ஸோ நம்மளோட செகண்ட் செஷன்ல ஐ வில் டிஸ்கஸ் தோஸ் கொஸ்டின்ஸ் தோஸ் கிளாரிஃபிகேஷன்ஸ். ஓகே, ஸோ ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ், hope you enjoyed this session and it is useful. Now physics teacher will join. Please remain in the session. I am leaving for now. Thank you. Hi students, sorry, physics questions are getting ready. Before that, we will discuss those missing questions. So, சில questions நம்ம சொன்னோம்லமா in between 122 ல இருந்து some questions miss ஆச்சு இல்லையா, அந்த questions நமக்கு Hi students, I'm back. Sorry, physics questions are in typing process. In that gap time, we'll finish the remaining questions. In between, some questions we missed, right? Question number 123 to 130. We shall finish those questions. And other questions, ipo namakku type panni ready ah irukku. Please let me share the screen, students. ஸோ அதுக்கு முன்னாடி ஒரு கொஸ்டின் வந்துட்டு எனக்கு டவுட் சொல்லி நிறைய பேர் கமெண்ட்ஸ்ல போட்டிருந்தீங்க. ஆக்சுவலி சில எங்களோட ஃபேக்கல்டிஸும் அதுக்கு ரெஸ்பாண்ட் பண்ணியிருந்தாங்க. அந்த கொஸ்டின் கொஞ்சம் ஆம்பிகுவஸா இருக்கு. ப்ளீஸ் வெயிட், நான் முதல்ல அந்த கொஸ்டினை உங்களுக்கு ஷேர் பண்ணிட்டு அதுக்கப்புறமேட்டு நான் உங்களுக்கு அதை எக்ஸ்பிளைன் பண்றேன். ஓகே okay, so some of you, Shirley and others, okay, I just saw the comments. Shirley and others, you have been asking about question number 110. Okay, so this question number 110 vanduma, according to NCERT, இப்ப யூஸ்வலா NTA வந்துட்டு ஒரு ஃபைனல் கீயை வந்து ப்ரப்போஸ் பண்றாங்க அப்படின்னா அவங்க நம்ம NCERT புக் பேஸ் பண்ணி தான் பண்ணுவாங்க, ரைட்? ஸோ அதை பேஸ் பண்ணி நாங்க டீச்சர்ஸ் இங்க டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணும்போது we felt the reason is false. ஸோ ரீசன் ஏ ஃபால்ஸ் அப்படிங்கிறது நான் உங்களுக்கு சொல்லியிருந்தேன், பிகாஸ் பிஸ்பாஸ்பேட் அண்ட் டைபாஸ்பேட் ஆர் டிஃப்ரெண்ட். ஓகே, பட் அதை பேஸ் பண்ணி தான் we selected option 2. And what is the ambiguity here is, suppose if NTA they think like bisphosphate and diphosphate are going to be the same. Okay, நார்மல் கெமிஸ்ட்ரியில நம்ம டைபாஸ்பேட்னு சொல்லுவோம். ஓகே, பட் ஆர்கானிக் கெமிஸ்ட்ரி வரும்போது அங்க நம்ம பிஸ்பாஸ்பேட்னு சொல்லுவோம். See, அப்ப இதுல என்ன கன்ஃபியூஷன் இருக்குன்னா, if you select that R is right, okay, then option 4 will be the right answer. Okay, so option 4 will be the right answer. Now we are having this doubt whether to go exactly what is the meaning of bisphosphate and diphosphate. Ada base panni polama illa like bisphosphate and diphosphate in general it is same அப்படிங்கறத ஜெனரலா பேஸ் பண்ணி போகும்போது option 4 will be the right answer. So I think like நமக்கு ரொம்ப பெர்ஃபெக்ட்டா இதுக்கான கீ நமக்கு தெரியணும் அப்படின்னா we have to wait what NTA is deciding finally. So let us wait. Okay, ஏன்னா நீங்க இதுல வந்து நான் option 2 தான் கன்ஃபார்ம் இல்ல option 4 தான் கன்ஃபார்ம்னு சொல்லும்போது both of you students will be having some disopinion in this. ஸோ அதனால வந்துட்டு இதுல நம்ம இதை கொஞ்சம் வந்து பாஸ் பண்ணி வைப்போம். we will see what is going to be the final decision taken by NTA. Okay, so students fine, நம்ம எந்த கொஸ்டின்ல நடுவுல மிஸ் பண்ணோம் அப்படின்னா கொஸ்டின் நம்பர் 122 வரைக்கும் நம்ம டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணோம். அதுக்கப்புறம் 123 ல இருந்து 130 வரைக்கும் the questions were missed. Okay, so அந்த few questions நான் இப்ப டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணிடுறேன். Side by side, physics and chemistry ready agra time la we will finish this. Okay, now coming to question number 122, which hormone promotes I think 22 we finished. 23, frequency of recombination between gene pairs on same chromosome as a measure of distance between genes to map your position on chromosome was used for the first time. So in the question edhilandu vandirukena principles of inheritance and variation. So recombination frequency base பண்ணி நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுவோம், ஜீன்ஸ்க்கு நடுவுல இருக்கிற டிஸ்டன்ஸை ஃபைண்ட் அவுட் பண்ணுவோம். So இந்த கான்செப்ட் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைமா யார் யூஸ் பண்ணாங்க அதுதான் அவங்க கேக்குறாங்க. He was a student of your TH Morgan. யார் அது? Alfred Sturtevant. Okay, so option 2 is the right answer. Then question number 124. How many ATP and NADPH2 are required for synthesis of one molecule of glucose during Calvin cycle? So Calvin cycle is nothing but our C3 cycle. And C3 cycle la pathina one carbon dioxide will consume 3 ATP and 2 NADPH2. And here the question is not for one CO2, they are asking for one glucose. One glucose is going to consist of 6 carbon. So 6 times you have to multiply 3 ATP and 2 NADH2. Thereby we will get the answer 18 ATP and 12 NADPH2. So option 1 is the right answer. Okay. Then question number 125. So there are 2 statements and we have to find out which is the right and which is the wrong, or like whether it is both are right and it is explaining or not. So assertion A, the first stage of gametophyte in the life cycle of moss. Moss belongs to the division, yeah, bryophyte. Okay, so life cycle of moss is protonema. Yes, of course the statement is right. Then the reason given here is protonema develops directly from spores produced in capsule. So when zygote develops into sporophyte, it differentiates into food, seta, and capsule, where this capsule consists of 4 mother cells, and they undergo meiosis to form spores, haploid spores, and those spores directly they germinate into gametophyte, that is protonema. Hence, the reason is right, and the reason is the correct explanation for aggression also. So we can go for option 4 for this question number 125. Okay, then question number 126. What is the role of RNA polymerase 3 in the process of transcription in eukaryotes? Again, question from genetics molecular basis. I think we have come through many questions from molecular basis of inheritance chapter. So RNA polymerase 1, 2, 3 we have, right? And they are asking about the functions of RNA polymerase 3 in transcription in eukaryotes. So they are going to help in transcription of tRNA, 5S rRNA, and snRNA. So all these transcription process happens in presence of RNA polymerase 3. Then coming to question number 127. Okay. So the thickness of ozone in a column of air in the atmosphere is measured in terms of. So ozone layer thickness, how can we measure in terms of units? It can be measured by means of Dobson units. Okay. So answer is option 4. This is from the chapter environmental issues from the last chapter of your ecology unit. Okay. Right. So question number 128. There are 2 statements given and we have to find whether they are correct or incorrect. First is the statement 1. The forces generated by transpiration can lift a xylem-sized column of water over 130 meters height. Yes, the same statement is given in your NCERT book. So no doubt the statement is right. Okay. Then statement 2. Transpiration cools leaf surface sometimes 10 to 15 degrees by evaporative cooling. Of course, statement 2 is also there in your transpiration topic as given as functions of transpiration. Both these statements are directly what is there in your NCERT is given, and both of these statements are exactly right. Okay, so we can go for option 4. Then question number 129. There is an equation given GPP minus R is equal to NPP. So GPP is gross primary productivity and NPP is net primary productivity. And they are asking what does this R represent. So when you are subtracting the respiratory loss from gross primary productivity, you will get the net primary productivity. So this is from your ecosystem chapter from the topic productivity. So we have basically primary and secondary productivity. Primary productivity is basically classified into net and gross. So it's a very simple question. So R is going to be respiratory losses. Option 2 is the right answer. Okay. Then question number 130. Family Fabaceae differs from Solanaceae and Liliaceae. With respect to stamens, pick out the characteristics specific to family Fabaceae but not found in Solanaceae or Liliaceae. So we have to select the character that is peculiar only for Fabaceae but it should not be present in Solanaceae and Liliaceae. So here the correct characteristic which is present in Fabaceae and not in other 2 families is diadelphous. What do you mean by diadelphous? Stamen. We call the condition. The stamens, if they are bundled in two bundles, we call them as diadelphous stamen. And dipicus. You know what do you mean by dipicus anther? Dipicus anther you have studied, right? So there are 2 theca in each lobe of your anther. We call the condition as dipicus. Hence, option 4 is the character which is for only Fabaceae plants and not for Solanaceae and Liliaceae. Okay, right? So from question number 131 to 140, already we have discussed the students. Physics sir is ready for you to discuss with the keys. Okay, I'm just leaving now for a while. So physics sir will come and start discussing the questions. And the next session of bio, I'll continue from question number 141. Okay, so be ready to check with your physics answers. Thank you, students. I'll be back after some time. Bye.
Good evening, everyone. So let's just go with the NEET 2023 physics paper. So for the question that you're seeing, the first question. So we can clearly understand that in this question, it is the electric flux. So electric flux is given as, E dot ds. So if the total flux is 0, that means through any closed surface, the total internal flux is equal to the flux lines that is getting out of the thing. So overall, option 4, number of flux lines entering the surface must be equal to the number of flux lines leaving the surface. Option 2, it's a complete theoretical concept. The errors that are measured, or errors that are found during the measurement, if there are unpredictable fluctuations, they are always coming under the concept of random errors only. Next thing, third question. See here, what we have to understand is the player who is initially moving southwards like this, then suddenly turn towards east. So consider if there is no friction on the surface, the player would definitely slip in the opposite direction like this. He would slip this way. But the player has not slipped. That means the friction is holding the player to prevent him from slipping. Thereby, the resultant will be acting in this other direction. So which is, for us, it is northeast. For the fourth question, they have given the mass of the metal wire, radius and length, including their true values and the errors that are possible. So they are asking maximum percentile error in the measurement of density. So the basic formula is density is equal to mass by volume. Now volume we can write it as area into length. Okay, so area we can consider it as pi r square and length as it is. So from here, if you write the percentile error for density, it will be a relative error. First we can write delta rho by rho is equal to delta m by m plus 2 times delta r by r plus delta L by L. So now what we have to look into this is already here mass, this is m, this is delta m, this is r, this is delta r, here it is L, this is delta L. So all the values are absolutely given over here. If you want to convert or represent this in terms of percentile error, all you have to do is multiply this with 100%. So when you substitute the values, you'll get the answer as 1.6. Don't worry about the the units over here. Both in the numerator and denominator, when you're substituting the values, it will just cancel out each other. So you just have to substitute the absolute values that are given in the data. Fifth question, the net magnetic flux through any closed surface. This is an absolute theoretical concept. We don't need any explanation for this. Okay, the answer is 0. Sixth question, in the series LCR circuits, inductance is given, capacitance is given, and resistance is given, frequency at which resonance occurs. Again, this is a straight formula based question. We know resonant frequency is equal to 1 by 2 pi root LC. All you have to do is just substitute L value, C value in the given formula. But make sure you realize, don't substitute them as it is. Please make sure you convert them in terms of, milli you write it as 10 to the power minus 3 and micro you write it as 10 to the power minus 6. So if you have made sure that these conversions are applied properly, then you should be getting an answer 1.59 into or 1.59 kilohertz. Question number 7, you can see here they're asking magnitude and direction of the current in the following circuits. Now what you need to focus is on this voltage, on this battery combination. Now it is quite understandable that this battery combination can be rearranged as 10 minus 5, that will be 5 volts. So total current will move in this direction and then flow back to A. So which means the correct answer is the current will flow from B to A through E. Okay. So what about the value of the current? It should be net EMF divided by net resistance. Net EMF is 5 and net resistance is 7, 1 and 2 ohms. These are in series combination. So that will be total 10. So 5 by 10 or 0.5. So option 1. Eighth question, it's again a straight question, equivalent capacitance. Sorry, there is a mistake over here. This should be 3 microfarads. Okay. So 3 microfarad, 3 microfarad, these two are parallel in combination. The overall is in series combination. So 3 and 3, that will be in parallel combination. Capacitance relations will be 3 and 3, that will be 6. And 6 is in relation with 3, is in series with 3. So that will be 6 into 3 by 6 plus 3, 9. So C equivalent, that should be 2 microfarad. Ninth question, the magnetic energy stored in the inductance. So usually magnetic energy or generally energy. So in inductance, energy is stored in the form of a magnetic field that we know. So the energy stored in the inductor is taken as half L I square. So L value is given, I value is also given. Again, just make sure that you are substituting the inductance values 4 into 10 to the power minus 6. Don't put it literally. Okay, just substitute it as 4 into 10 to the power minus 6 and current as 2 amperes. You should get the value as 8 microjoules. 10th question, again, it's an application based question based on complete theory. If you can check your NCERT under Bernoulli principle, we have different applications like venturimeter, velocity of reflex and all that. So venturimeter is an application of Bernoulli principle. 11th question, you can work it out this way. So every half-life of a radioactive substance is given as 20 minutes. If you don't remember the formula, you can split it directly. So it's like 1 that has to become half. This half will become 1 by 4th, and this half will become 1 by 8, and thereby 1 by 16. So for every part, if you take it as 20 minutes, you can clearly see the answer will be 80 minutes. Okay, so if you just understand the basic concept of the half-life without the formula itself, you can just write it down. 12th question, radius of gyration. See, the radius of gyration formula is given as root of I by m. Okay, so we know the equation for moment of inertia of a solid sphere. That will be 2 by 5 m r square for a solid sphere, and for moment of inertia of a hollow sphere is 2 by 3 mr square. They have given mass and radius are the same for both of them. All you have to do is just substitute the solid sphere and hollow sphere moment of inertia for in the radius of gyration equation. That means they are asking for for a radius of gyration ratio for a solid sphere then as compared to the hollow sphere. So in that case, k of solid sphere divided by k of hollow sphere, you just have to substitute in these equations of root I by m for solid and in division with root m by I for hollow. Then that should give you the answer 3:5. 13th question, a 12 volt 60 watt lamp is connected to a secondary of a step down transformer whose primary is connected to AC mains of 220. Now, assuming that the transformer to be idle, this is the key point in this question. Whenever transformer is said to be idle, we can consider that power losses are not existing. When no power loss is existing, efficiency is 100%. That means input characteristics will be exactly equal to the output characteristics. So what is the output power that it should basically continue with 60 watts. So input voltage is 220. So you can directly write input current is equal to, we know the equation of power is equal to VI. So input current is equal to power by the voltage, and you should get an answer 0.27 amperes. So the key point in this question is to understand that ideal transformer meaning is what? It means no power losses. So input and output values will be same. 14th question, temperature of a gas is given as minus 50 degrees Celsius. Please try to convert this into Kelvin first. So let this be T1. And to what temperature the gas should be heated so that RMS speed is increased by 3 times. See here, T1 value is given. That will be 273 minus 50. So which will be 223 Kelvin. And they said speed is increased by 3 times. So that means V2 must be equal to 4 times V1. Don't write it as 3 times V1. They said it is increased by. So already there is V1. To that you have to increase it 3 more times. So thereby V2 will be equal to 4 times V1. And we know the relation between RMS speed and time is, sorry, RMS speed and temperature is root T. So if you use this relation for V2 by V1 is equal to root T2 by T1, you should end up with the formula, sorry, answer 3295 degrees Celsius. Make sure you understand one thing. T2, the answer, whatever you get, it will be in terms of Kelvin. So you have to subtract 273 from it to get the answer in terms of degrees Celsius. 15th question, bullet is fired from a gun at a speed of 280 meter per second in the direction 30 degree above the horizontal maximum height. This is a direct question from projectile motion. So maximum height formula is u square sine square theta by 2g. U value is given 280 meter per second. Theta value is given, okay, and g value is also given in this. If you know, they have also given the sine 30 value as 0.5. So if you substitute, that will be exactly 1000 meters. 16th question, amount of energy required to form a soap bubble. See, the key point in this is you are supposed to get a soap bubble. So we know the surface energy formula, delta U, or basically U, the surface energy, is equal to surface tension into delta A. Now remember, it is a soap bubble. So soap bubble usually have two surfaces. So you just have to write it 2 times T into delta A, or simply just A. Because we are not changing anything over here, we're just building a soap bubble out of a film. So you just write 2TA. Now T value is given in the question, 0.03. Radius is given. So surface area of a bubble, this will be 2T. Surface area of a sphere is 4 pi r square. Now R value is 2 into 10, it is given in centimeters. Make sure you convert it into meters. So 2 into 10 to the power minus 2 meters. Once you substitute, you should get the answer as 3.01 into 10 to the power minus 4 joules. 17th question, in the hydrogen spectrum, shortest wavelength in the Balmer series is lambda, in the shortest wavelength in bracket series. Now, you know, in terms of wavelength calculations, we have this expression 1 by lambda is equal to r. Since this is for hydrogen spectrum, I'm already taking the atomic number as 1. This is 1 by n1 square minus 1 by n2 square. Now, when they say shortest wavelength, then the energy must be maximum, maximum change must be there. So that means the de-excitation should happen from level of infinity to their basic levels. So if it is Balmer series, then the level is n is equal to 2. If it is bracket, then the level value will be n is equal to 4. So here n1 values, you can take it as 2 and 4. And you can substitute in this particular equation. That should give you the value of 4 lambda. It is just about, you can divide this. This is using this expression. Just divide it for, like, make the division of lambda for Balmer with lambda for bracket. That should give you the lambda value of bracket in terms of Balmer as 4 lambda. 18th question, let the wire be suspended from the ceiling and stretched by a W, weight W attached at its free end. Longitudinal stress at this point of, or at any point of cross-sectional area is. So it's very straight question. There is this wire. This wire is attached to a mass, a block whose weight is W. So generally gravitational force will act over here. So if you take the cross-sectional area of the wire, then the weight W will be acting perpendicular to the cross-sectional area, and that gives longitudinal stress, which is force upon area of cross-section on which it is being applied. So force is W, area of cross-section is A, so it will be W by A. Again, a straight question. 19th one, angular acceleration of the body moving along the circumference of a circle. See, many of us get confused with this. Angular acceleration is termed as alpha. Now, for anything that is moving in a circular path, angular acceleration will always be, angular velocity and angular acceleration will always be along the axis of rotation. Okay, linear accelerations and linear velocities will be along the, so will be like a tangent to the circular path, but that too here tangential acceleration and radial acceleration will be towards the radius, but otherwise angular acceleration will always be towards along the axis of rotation. Question number 20, two bodies of mass 9 m and 9 m are placed at a distance r. Now, gravitational potential where gravitational field is equals to 0. So you can do it in 2 steps if you are not clear about the solution. So you just take this as m and 9m. Consider there is a point P at which you have field to be 0. So take the distance as x, remaining distance as r minus x, because the total distance is r. From there you get to find the field. So field at point P, make it 0. That means you can write g m by x square must be equal to 9g m by r minus x whole square. From this you should get x value as r by 4 with respect to this mass m. Since you understood that at x is equal field value 0. Or sorry, it will be the capacitor that will try to rectify. I mean, they just smooth the ripples that are obtained in the AC output. So first AC input will be rectified into AC output, and that will be, and those ripples will be slowly it will be modified into DC. So those ripples will be controlled by capacitors. 22nd question, vehicle travels half the distance with speed v and the remaining distance with speed 2v. It's a direct formula. If distances traveled between point A and C, suppose let us say we divide the total path into equal paths. So AB is equal to BC. So here distance D1 is equal to distance D2, but these were occupied in different speeds and different times. Then the average speed formula, it is direct one. In the special cases, that will be 2v1 v2 by v1 plus v2. v1 you can take it as v, v2 you can take it as 2v. If you substitute, you'll get an answer respectively. So if you just substitute, you can see that will be 4v by 4v square by 3v, or you will get 4v by 3. 23rd question, a Carnot engine has an efficiency 50% when its source is at temperature. So this is efficiency. Source temperature is always to be taken as T1, but make sure you convert this into Kelvin. So 327 plus 273. Okay, that should give you the value of 600 Kelvin as the T1. You need to get sink temperature. So efficiency for a Carnot engine is 1 plus T2 by T1. So if you solve this, T2 value is what the sink value is. That will be 27 degrees Celsius. Again, I'm telling you, T2 you will not get as 27 degrees directly. First, you will get it in Kelvin. Please subtract 273 from it to get T2 in terms of degrees Celsius. 24. In a plane, electromagnetic wave is traveling. So they have given electric field component. Frequency is given F. Field component is given E0. And they're asking magnetic field value. So, so even though the frequency value is given over here, it is of no use in this particular question, because we know the relation between speed of light and the peak electric field value or electric field component and magnetic field component is C is equal to E0 by B0. So if you substitute this value, we need B0. B0 is equal to E0 as given as how much? 48 divided with 3 into 10 to the power 3 into 10 to the power 8. That should give us 16 into 10 to the power minus 8, or 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 7. It is option 2. That's the right answer. Okay, not 1. It is option 2. Next, 25th question. Ratio of frequencies of fundamental harmonics produced by open pipe to that of a closed pipe. Now, for open pipe, the fundamental frequency is V by 2L. Okay, and let us say this is F1. And for a closed pipe, the fundamental frequency is V by 4L. So they are asking the ratios of them. So let us say this is F2. So we can clearly see F2 by F1. That should be, sorry, they are asking for open to close. So that will be F1 is to F2. That will be 2 is to 1. Okay. 26th question. To answer this question, you should be aware of the angular width formula. So first statement, it says like if the screen is moved away from the plane, its slits, from the plane of the slits, angular separation. So we know angular separation is equal to beta by capital D. Okay, and beta is the fringe width, that is lambda capital D by small d. So if you substitute it, angular fringe width is independent of the capital D value. So that will just become lambda by small d. So technically, angular fringes, so angular separation will never be dependent on the distance between the slits and the screen. So thereby, first option is true. Okay, they are saying angular separation remains constant. So first option is true. Second one, if the monochromatic source is replaced by another monochromatic source of larger wavelength, angular separation of the fringe decreases. Well, this is wrong because you can see here directly that theta is directly proportional to lambda. As lambda is increasing as per the question, theta must also increase. So second statement is false. So hence option 2. 27th question. This depends on very clear conditions for photoelectric emission to happen. That is, incident radiation of the photon must be greater than or equal to the work function. So what is the incident radiation? 2.2 electron volts. Now you can see only for cesium, which is having a work function of 2.14 electron volts, incident radiation energy is greater than that. For all the other things, 2.3 and 2.75, incident radiation energy is lesser than the work functions. Therefore, only cesium will be able to emit photoelectrons when this particular radiation is emitted. 28th question, it's a question based on de Broglie wavelength. We know lambda is equal to h by p, and momentum of particles that are having masses, we can write it as root 2m into kinetic energy, and kinetic energy in terms of electron volts, we can write it as root 2m ev. So basically lambda is inversely proportional to root v. Therefore, it's a straight answer like this. 29th question, again, see how to deduce this thing is, we know first band is of a number, second band is of a number, third band only can be multiplier. So this will go with first band, this will go with second band, and the third band will be of multiplier, which is 10 to the power 3. So if you apply the standard format of, this is black, blue, like BBROY. So in this case, this will become, the orange will be having a multiplier of 10 to the power 3. Okay, so therefore it's the orange. 30th question, AC has an AC source is connected to capacitor. Now, so in this question, you can see the options are having two things to cross check. One is the displacement current, another is capacitor reactance. So you can use the elimination method. Capacitor reactance for capacitor will be XC is equal to 1 by omega C, or we can write as 1 by 2 pi FC. So technically, if frequency is decreasing, XC should increase. So you can actually eliminate third option and fourth option. Only thing that is left over is in terms of displacement currents. And over here, currents can be given as V by XC or V into omega C. So basically, I is directly proportional to F. So with increase in the frequency, here the frequency is decreasing. So with decreasing the frequency, current should also decrease. So frequency dropped, current should also drop. So displacement current reduces. 31st question, it's a straight question from devices from semiconductors about Zener diode, photovoltaic cell, solar cells, and all that. So Zener diode will always operate under reverse biasing conditions, especially at a breakdown region. Statement 2 is correct. And statement 1, photovoltaic devices. So they usually use the energy of the incident radiation on the junction, and this will be converted into electricity. So both two statements are correct. Hence option 4, both statement 1 and 2 are correct. 32nd question, electric dipole is placed at an angle of 30 degrees. So in the electric field of intensity E. So the angle theta is given, electric field E is given, it experiences torque, tau value is given. Calculate the magnitude of charge on the dipole if dipole length is 2 centimeters. See, many of us make a mistake. Okay, let's understand the torque equation. Torque equation is PE sine theta. See, always remember dipole moment is what? Charge into length between the two dipoles. So charge into length between the two dipoles is L. E sine theta. Okay, so we have torque given, we have L, but you should convert this into meters. So that will be 2 into 10 to the power minus 2 meters. We have the value of E, we have the theta value. So Q value will be 2 millicoulombs. Again, I'm telling you, please don't have the habit of P is equal to Q into 2L. 2L is, this 2L is what? It is the total length of the dipole itself. So always make sure you remember dipole moment as charge into length between them. Okay, so that will be 2 millicoulombs. 33rd question, potential energy of a long spring when stretched by 2 centimeters is U. So usually potential energy of a spring, we have it as U is equal to half K x square. We can directly take the proportionality. First, when it is increased by 2 centimeters, it is U. Then it is increased by 8 centimeters. Then what is the value of potential energy stored? So you can write U final by U initial is equal to X final square by X initial square. Thereby, you will get U final is equal to 16 times U, because X final value is 8. That will be 64 if you square it, and this will be 2 if you 4 if you square it. 34th question, light travels at a distance x in time t1 and at distance 10x in time t2 in another denser medium. What is the critical angle? So usually we have this critical angle formula as theta c is equal to sine inverse of, if we are talking about rarer to denser mediums, rarer medium by denser mediums refractive index. And we also know that speed of the light in any medium is inversely proportional to the refractive index. Therefore, we can write it as sine inverse of V of the denser medium, or the speed of the light in denser medium, divided by speed of the light in the rarer medium. So they have already given distance in the air being the rarer medium, and then another denser medium is relatively denser than the air. So we can already write directly that it will be sine inverse of, it is a speed is equal to distance by time. So this will be x by t1, and this will be 10x by, sorry, my mistake, in the denser medium it is 10x by t2, so 10x by t2, and rarer medium it will be x by t1. So if you cancel x over here, this will be sine inverse of 10 t1 by t2. Okay, option number 3. 35th question, they are saying here the galvanometer does not show any deflection. So thereby, if the galvanometer is not showing any deflection, there is no current in this particular circuit. But if you can see, there is a 2 voltage battery that is connected over here. So technically, if the current is not passing, this point A and this point B will become equipotential. Same way, this point C and this point D will become equipotential. Therefore, drop across this resistor is 2 volts. So overall 10 volts is there, out of which 2 volts has been dropped across the R. The remaining voltage drop will be 8 volts across this. So from this we can get the current. The current will be equal to 8 by 400 just in the upper branch. Let us mark this as E. Okay, just in the branch AE you can get the current, and over there, from which overall if you just apply for the entire circuit EAC, let's say this is F, you will get the resistor value as, because over here you can write net current is equal to net voltage 10 by net resistance 400 plus R. So substitute I value as 800 by 4, you should get the R value as 100. Okay, the logic here is that this put equipotential points in the second branch. That's for section A. In section B, 36th question, again it's a straight question. They have given resistance of the wire at 0 degrees Celsius is 2 ohms and 6.8 at 80 degrees Celsius. Temperature of the coefficient, temperature coefficient of the resistance. So you have the equation R is equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha delta T. Since it is change in temperature, you don't have to convert these things into Kelvin. So it will be delta T value is already there, 80. This you can take it as 2 ohms, you can take it as R initial or R naught. 6.8 you can take it as R. So you have R, you have R naught, you have delta T value. You just have to get the value of alpha. Okay, so alpha value will be equal to R minus R naught divided by R naught into delta T. Just substitute the values, you should get the value of 3 into 10 to the power minus 2 per degree Celsius. 37th question, satellite is orbiting just above the surface of the Earth with time period T. If D is the density of the Earth and G is the universal gravitational constant, what is this quantity represents? We know time period of anything that is rotating about a planet is given as T square is equal to 4 pi square R cube. But here they said it is rotating near to the surface. So the distance is equal to the radius of the Earth. So, or radius of the planet. So 4 pi capital R cube divided by G into M. Now mass, we can represent it as density into volume. Density is given as D. Volume is 4 by 3 pi R cube. So if you cancel all this, you will get the equation of 3 pi by GD is equal to T square. Okay, that's option 1. 38th question, they have given a xt graph for a simple harmonic motion executing particle. They are asking acceleration at time t is equal to 2. Usually acceleration of any particle we measure it as a is equal to minus omega square x, or otherwise we can write it as, we know omega as 2 pi by t, so that will be minus 4 pi square by t square into x. So what we need to know is the time period. So you can see time period is the time taken by the wave to complete one full oscillation. So total time period you can see over here is 8 seconds. So you have the t value as 8 seconds, and they are asking at t is equal to 2 seconds, what is the acceleration? So at t is equal to 2 seconds, you can see the x value is 1 meter. Okay, so just substitute x value as 1 meter and t value as 8 seconds. You should get the answer as minus pi square by 16. Please make sure that acceleration in SHM, acceleration is always directly proportional to negative of the potential, negative of the position of the particle. Okay, so don't get confused with this second option. It is always minus, so minus pi square by 16. Okay, 39th question, the radius of the innermost orbit of a hydrogen atom is given, and what is the radius of the third orbit allowed of the hydrogen atom? So here innermost orbit means n value is equal to 1. They're asking for n value is equal to 3, what is the radius? So we can directly have, according to the Bohr's model, the radius of the nth orbit is directly proportional to the quantum level of the orbit. So therefore Rn is directly proportional to n. So we can directly say R for n is equal to 3 divided by R for n is equal to 1 is equal to 3 by 1. So we have the R for n is equal to 1. So this is R at n is equal to 1. So this value you already have. So if you substitute, you should get the value as given in the options. 40th question, 10 resistors each are connected in series to a battery of EMF E. So basically 10 resistors are there, and the EMF has negligible internal resistance. Later, they are again connected in parallel to the same battery. Now, in two different things. So for series combination, the current, let us say this is I1. It will be net EMF E, net resistance. All resistors are same, they are connected in series, so this will be 10R. And the second time they are all connected in parallel, so this will be net EMF is E and net resistance will be R by 10. Okay, so if you compare these two things, I2 will be 100 times I1. Okay, so the value of N is 100. 40th question, horizontal bridge is built across the river. A student standing on the bridge throws a small ball vertically upwards with a velocity 4 meters per second. Ball strikes the water surface after 4 seconds. Height of the bridge above the water surface is. So suppose if this is the water surface, and let us say this is the bridge that we have built, this height is what we need. Now clearly understand, this is all about vector quantities. So the initial velocity is in the upward direction. The ball might go up and eventually will end up downwards. So what is the displacement? Displacement is h only. So you can simply use, so we have initial velocity in the upward direction. G value they have asked us to take as 10 downward direction, and total time of flight is 4 seconds. So you can use S is equal to ut plus half at square, but make sure you are applying the sign convention. So that will be, since h is downward, so minus h is equal to u is upward, so positive ut, g is downwards, so minus g by 2 into t square. U value is 4, t value is also 4, g value is 10. So you should get h value as 64 meters once you substitute the values. 42nd question, they are asking magnetic field at the point P due to this 3-wire combination. See, this is like total at B is equal to, let us say this is wire 1, this is wire 2, and this is wire 3. So total, it will be a vectorial combination of magnetic field due to all the wires. So due to wire 1, if you use the right hand thumb rule, due to wire 1, B1 will be inwards at this point P, okay? And B2 will be outwards at the same point P. And B3 will also be inwards at this point P. So what you need to understand is what are B1 and B3s. Now B1 and B3 are like semi-infinite wires at the for the respective point P. So B1 is equal to B3, that should be equal to mu naught I by 4 pi R. And B2 is magnetic Okay, so here we can write it as minus B1 K cap plus B2 K cap, again minus B3 K cap. So you substitute the B1, B2, B3 values as I have written in the page, you should get an answer of option 3. 43rd question, it's a straight one. All you need to understand is how to work out this in a truth table. So these are NOT gates, and this is a NAND gate. So if you take the inputs as given in the equations, as given in the options as 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, this is the value inputs for AB. So first negate them. So that will be 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0. And those are being under the NAND operation. So that will be like this. So usually in AND operation, 1, 1 will give you 1, but this is NAND operation, so this should give you 0. Similarly, this should be 1, this should be 1, 1. So hence option A is a matching of truth tables. 44th question, calculate the maximum acceleration of a moving car so that body lying on a floor of the car remains stationary. So technically, with respect to this is based on a pseudo force concept. When the block is being observed from a accelerated frame of reference, this block is already experiencing some friction, and since it is moving in the same direction, the block is being moved with the help of the friction, and in this case it should not move with respect to the car. So therefore, with respect to the car's frame of reference, which is accelerated, that means it is a inertial frame of reference. So it should also experience a pseudo force, which should be equal to mass into the acceleration of the car. And since they are asking about maximum acceleration, so the friction will also be maximum, but in terms of limiting values. So if you see the free body diagram, this will be N, this will be mg. So net force of the block with respect to the car should be 0. Therefore, it will be Fs max minus m into A max must be 0. So Fs max is mu mg. This must be equal to m into A max. So therefore, A max is simply mu into g. Mu value is given as 0.15, g is 10. So therefore, it will be 1.5 meter per second square. 45th question, straight question. In impedance they are asking, you have R, L, C, and they have not mentioned any resonance condition. So therefore, total impedance will be straight away R square plus XL minus XC whole square. It is better to find XL and XC separately. XC is 1 by omega C and XL is omega L. They have given the frequency over here 50 hertz. That is the frequency F value. So you find omega from both of them. So from this, omega will be 100 pi. So if you substitute the omega values, M, L values and C values, you'll get the answer from the given impedance equation. Just make sure the millihenry, you write it as 10 to the power minus 3, and micro also you convert it into 10 to the power minus 6. Only then you'll get the right answer of 5 root 5. 46th question. In this equation, in this question, you can do it separately. You can take this one as a first system, or this one as second, and this is a third. Use the lens maker's formula individually, you can find. So what is the lens maker's formula? 1 by F is equal to mu minus 1 into 1 by R1 minus 1 by R2. So I'll write the necessary values for the first equation. So for the first lens, R1 value is infinity, R2 value is 20. For the second lens, R1 value is 20, R2 value is minus 20. And for the third lens, R1 value is minus 20, R2 value is infinity. And mu, so instead of mu, if you are habited with writing the refractive index as n, you can take it like that also. So here n1 value is 1.5, n2 value is 1.6, and this is 1.6, n1 is 1.6, n2 is 1.5, and n3 again that will be 1.6. So once you get f1, f2, f3 from this, net value of the focal length will be 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2 plus 1 by f3. That should give you the value of minus 100 centimeters. 47th question, it's just a dipole potential due to a dipole at a point P. So you can do it independently also. If you don't remember the general point formula or potential formula at an axial point, don't panic, you can just do it individually. So net potential at this is equal to potential due to the positive charge plus potential due to the negative charge. Potential due to a point charge, we know it is kq by r. So this due to the plus q, I can write it as kq by 2 into 10 to the power minus 2. I'm converting centimeters into meters. And potential due to negative charge. We remember that potential calculations should be involved with sign convention of the charge also. So minus kq by 8 into 10 to the power minus 2. So once you solve, they are already asking the answer in terms of 10 to the power 2 volts. So you can take this 10 to the power minus 2 to the numerator. That should give you the value of 3 by 8 kq into 10 to the power 2 volts. That should be fourth one. 48th question, again a straight question. There is a block, okay, and the bullet has entered the block with velocity u. Once it has traveled a particular distance that is given as 24 centimeters, its velocity has dropped to u by 3. That is because it experienced a resistance in the opposite direction as acceleration or deceleration a. And then it moved further down the line and just exited out of it, but it became rest. So here the final velocity will be 0. We need to find this x. Therefore, total distance, total length of the plank is 24 plus x centimeters. So how do we do this? Between the first location, you can use v square minus u square is equal to 2as and get the value of a. So this will be 9 by u square minus u square is equal to 2a into 24. That should give you the value of a as minus u square by 6. Thereby, you apply for the second path. Second path, final velocity is 0 minus initial velocity is u square by 9 is equal to 2 into minus u square by 6 into x. From here, you will get x as 3 centimeters. So total length of this will be 24 plus 3. That will be 27 centimeters. 49th question, two thin lenses, they are connected with they are having same focal length, but one is convex and another is concave. We know for lens, a convex lens should always be taken with a positive focal length and concave lens should always be taken with a negative focal length. So net equivalent focal length of the combination will be given as 1 by f net is equal to 1 by f1 plus 1 by f2. Okay, so this will be 1 by f minus 1 by f. That should be 1 by 0. Don't immediately mark option 4 because we are talking about f net. So f net will be equal to, sorry, my mistake over here. This will be 0. So f net will be equal to infinity. Okay, because 1 by f net is 0. So f net will be infinity. Okay, last question, a wire carrying a current I along x-axis. So you can take that as I positive I cap, okay, and L is given as length is given as L. Magnetic field is also given. Now we need to calculate magnetic force. So magnetic force is equal to I L cross B. So it's just a simple cross product between them. So F net should be equal to, if you want to write, you can just write it as I L I cap cross the B is given as 2I cap plus 3J cap minus 4K cap. So the cross product of these two things will result in I cross I is 0, I cross J will be K. That will be 3IL K cap, and I cross K is minus J, and there is already a negative, so minus of minus plus, that will be 4IL J cap. So magnitude we need, magnitude is just root of 3 square plus 4 square, that should be 5IL. Okay. So next will be chemistry solutions will be discussed with you. Thank you.
Hello everyone. So in this NEET 2023 paper, now we are going to discuss chemistry. Hello, hello everyone. Hello everyone? Can you people hear me for, for this chemistry discussion? Can you? Okay. Hello everyone. For this NEET 2023 paper discussion, can you people hear me? Okay. I think my voice and everything is correct over here. No, sir. Okay. 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 Thank you. So yes, now I'm sharing up my screen for this chemistry exam. Actually, our paper was not typed yet, so we have to. I'm having up this scanned paper. So now I'll be starting up my paper with this. Now here we'll discuss one by one all the questions. Now we'll discuss up one by one all the questions over here. In this case, see what happens up here. 1 second, let me just adjust my screen. Let me adjust my screen 1 second. Now see what we can do is this. We'll start with this. First question, 51. 51 question is, it's assertion and reason question over here. In this assertion and reason question, how do we approach? See, the metallic sodium dissolves in liquid ammonia to gives up a deep blue solution. See, this is a question of sodium. Sodium is a metal. Metal will always give up a electron over here. That electron will be given, and here sodium will become positively charged over here. Clear? Now nitrogen on NH3, if you see up a NH3 is there, this NH3 ammonia here will be having up a lone pair. This lone pair will be donated to this. Okay. Now what happens up here in this case here? See, what is the assertion? Metallic sodium dissolves in liquid ammonia, gives up a deep blue solution which is paramagnetic. Yes, this is correct. Why? Because the electron will be donated. What happens in a reason? The deep blue solution is due to the formation of a amide. No, it's not because of the formation of amide. This is because of the transfer of an electron. Okay, so the reason is wrong. So what? Which option can be true over here? Option number 2 will be true. Why? That the reason is false, but the assertion is true in this case. Clear? Now, what happens in next case? Question number 52. Question number 52. It's from chemistry in everyday life. Okay. Question number 52. Now it's exactly a learning kind of a question. What tranquilizer are list? Some tranquilizers are listed below. Which one of the following belongs to the barbiturates? Okay. It is option 3. Veronal belongs to the case of barbiturates. Clear? Now what happens in third 53 question? Which of the following statement is correct? Okay. Now the all enzymes that utilizes ATP in phosphate transfer requires calcium as the cofactor. The bone in human body is an inert and unchanging substance. Okay. The third one is magnesium plays role in neuromuscular function and interneuronal transmission. The daily requirement of magnesium and calcium in human body is estimated to be 0.2 to 0.3. Now see here, this kind of question was important because here I have to search up a correct option. We'll find many questions in the same paper where we'll have to find out a incorrect option also. Okay. Now in this 53, what will happen up here? See, this is S block question. S block here, the daily requirement of magnesium and calcium is hardly 0.2, 0.3. The human body contains very less amount of sodium and magnesium. It contains up a it contains up a very less amount of magnesium and calcium. Okay, this calcium is used up in bones. Okay, magnesium in other metabolism. Clear? So option 4 will be correct in this case. Now, question number 54. Question number 54 is a classic example of a Clemmensen reduction. It's simply a Clemmensen reduction. Whatever is this ketone, it will become up a CH2. This will also become up a CH2. So this will not be answer. No, it will not become alcohol. The option number 2 here will also not be answer. It will not be OH. It will not be OH. But here it will be CH3. But they are taking out one CH3 out of here. So it will also not be your answer. Option D will be correct here. What will happen? Here it will become, see, 1 second, let me check in the upside how many carbons. Yes, option D. 1 second. 1 2 1 2. Yes, option D will be correct. Let me minimize it somewhat more so that I can read a complete paper at a time. Moment. Now option D will be correct. Now what happens of question number 55? For the certain reaction, the rate equals to K equals to A square into B. This is a chemical kinetics question. Now the concentration of A is tripled. A is tripled, keeping the concentration of B constant. So what will happen? Rate equals to K 3A whole square. So the rate will become 9 times. It will be 9 times here. So what will happen? The rate will increase by a factor of 9. So this will be correct. Now what happens up here? Now next is complete the following reaction. See here, this is a hydroxygen will attack over here. So it will form out a something, this kind of a compound. Here OH, here CN. If you put up a H plus, it will become carboxylic acid, and this OH will reduce to form out a alkene. So option C will be a correct answer. Now question number 57. Question number 57. A compound is formed by two elements A and B. The element B forms a cubic CCP. CCP is, it means it is in FCC. Number of atoms over here is 4. Number of atoms are, while A is at a 1/3 of a tetrahedral void. Okay. So the number of tetrahedral voids here will be, what are the number of tetrahedral voids? Tetrahedral voids will be equals to 8. Yeah, 1/3 of it will come out at a will be at a 1/3 of it, so it will be 8/3. So A is at a 8/3, A is at a 8/3, B is at a something 4, so it is 1, this is 2, so it is A2B3 kind of a compound. Okay, while A2B3 means this is 2, this is 3, so A plus B will be equals to here 5. This will be a case. Question number 58. What will happen of question number 58? Question number 58 is a example of allylic system. See, double bonded carbon, adjacent carbon, we have a halide. So it is a allylic, not benzylic. If it would have been over here, then it would have been a benzylic. It is a allylic. The element expect, question number 59. Question number 59 here. The element expected to form largest ion to achieve the nearest noble gas configuration. See, higher the negative charge, higher the size. O(N)3 negative, O2 negative, fluorine negative, sodium positive. Okay. So the highest size will be for an sodium 3 negative. Higher the ion, anion, higher the size. Is this clear? Now what happens up here? Question number 60. See, question number 60, what it comes here? Question number 60 says that in equation delta G equals to minus N of E cell. Yes, this is correct. This is correct according to what electrochemistry chapter. Now what happens up here in the next case? The value of delta G depends on N. Yes, it depends upon N. It is clearly shown over here. E cell is an intensive property and delta G is an delta GR is a extensive property. Yes, this is correct. Why? Why extensive? Because it will depend upon the number of electrons. Why E cell is intensive? Because it is independent of the size. See, it only depends upon the E naught of a cathode and the E naught of a anode. So it is correct. Option A will be correct. That here. See, sorry, one second. Here it will be a case. So in equation delta G equals to minus N of E naught cell, value of delta G equals to depends upon N. Okay, that's a correct one. Okay. Second, E cell, this is also correct. Yeah, depends upon delta G or depends upon N. Yes, okay. E cell is an extensive property, delta G. See, this is here in 61, option A will be a correct one. Both options are correct, but it's not the exact explanation for this. It's not the exact explanation. So 60 here it comes. Now when it comes to 61, intramolecular forces are the forces of attraction. Dipole force. One is dipole, another dipole. Yes, it is intermolecular. The another intermolecular is dipole induced dipole. Yes, this is also intermolecular. Hydrogen bonding is also inter and intra both. Covalent bonding, it is a purely intra. Dispersion forces are also intra. So it is here, it will be A, B, C and E. It's A, B, C and D. So what option will be correct? Option B will be, or option 2 will be correct. What it happens in next case 62, which one will not give primary amine? See, this will not give, this will give up a product of a CH3 and CH3. So it is a secondary amine. So option B will not give up a primary. It will give up a secondary. Rest all will give up a primary. When it comes to question number 63, see 63, what will happen up here in this case here? A unit, there are two sentences. A unit formed by attachment of a base at a first position of sugar is called a nucleoside. Yes, this is correct. When nucleoside is linked to phosphorus acid at the position of sugar, it is nucleotide. This both are sentences are correct. Now this is, I think, assertion question. No, both statement 1 and 2 are false. No, they are not false. One is 2, another is false. No, one is false. No, this is not. Option D, both are correct. Both are correct. There is not assertion reason question over here. Now 64. Given below are the statement, one label as assertion A and another as reason. Helium is used to dilute oxygen in a, here, helium is used to dilute up oxygen in diving apparatus. Okay, this is correct. Why? Because of one bend formation. This is because of bend formation. Reason, helium has a highest solubility in oxygen. No, that's no. We cannot say helium. Helium is an inert gas. How it can be? Now, exactly no. This is so A is true. Assertion is true, but the reason is false. No, there are many other gases which are more of a soluble. We cannot come to helium. 1 second, I have done some mistake. No. Next is a question. Consider the following. Consider the following reaction and identify the product. So this is a reaction of HBr. This is a reaction of simple Marconi's rule. Marconi's rule. So what will happen? Rearrangement of carbocation will take place. Here, rearrangement of carbocation. Carbocation will become tertiary. So here it will come. Which among the following? 1 second. 1 second. Which among the following? Question number 66. Oh, 1 second. Question number 66. Which among the following molecules on polymerization gives neoprene? See, neoprene will be given by this option A. Neoprene is having up a chlorine. This bond will break and it will go here. This bond will break and it will go here. So option A will be a correct answer. What the number of sigma and pi bonds? See, I cannot draw here, but I'll draw it over here. This is nitrogen. This is a kind. Nitrogen is in between. There is a double bond, double bond, double bond. There is a lone pair. So here it will be 11 sigma bond, 3 pi bond, and 1 lone pair will be there. So option 2 will be a correct one. Okay. When it comes to question number 68, see 68 is a question which relates with the formula R equals to rho L by A. What is L by A? It is nothing. It is a cell constant. So they are asking up this value. R is given and 1 by rho is given. So we can find out, and here the answer for this here will come out to be something 1.26. Clear? Now, one second. The stability Ah, 60, and the stability of Cu2 plus is more than Cu plus salt in aqueous solution due to, see, this question is according to hydration enthalpy because of a difference in very high exceptional hydration energy. That's why it happens in this case. Clear? Now, question number 70. Among the given option, which one of the following is will act as a Lewis acid? What are Lewis acid? Which are in a need of electron. Here it is having up a 6 electrons. So BF3 will be a Lewis acid. The right option of the mass of CO2. See, this question is easy. 20 grams of this here will 0.5. It will give up the 8.8 grams. Okay. But this question is 20% pure. So our answer will be 20% of 8.8. So it will be something of a 1.7. So option A will be correct. When it comes to 72, 72 it is, the reaction can have a zero activation energy. No, this is not possible. This we can prove it by Arrhenius equation, that here K is equals to A e to the power of minus EA by RT. You are having up a activation energy 0. It means K always equals to A. It means for every collision you are having up a reaction, you are having up a product, which is not possible. So A is false. Here A is false in this case. So option here, 1 second. A is false. Option 3 will be answer. Which among the following the total number of species not having 8 electron around central element in the, yes, see, they are asking which is not having. AlC3 will not have, BeCl2 will have a 4 electron, this will have a 6 electron, this will have a 4 electron, this will have a, PCl5 is a super octet, it will be having more than 8, and they are asking which is having not equals to 8, so it will be 3. 3 will not have a electron, so it is 73. 73, it will be option 3. One second, let me adjust my screen. Homoleptic complex. See, homoleptic complex are those complex which are having up only one kind of ligands. So here option D will be answer, potassium trioxalato, because only one type of ligand is there, so it will be homoleptic. 75. Atoms of all elements are composed of two fundamental particles. No, it is consist of three fundamental particles. One is electron, second is neutron, third is proton. The mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 to the power of minus 31. Yes, it is correct. Option C, all the isotopes of a given element shows same chemical properties. Yes, they show same chemical properties because they have a same number of electrons. Okay, protons and electrons are collectively known as nucleons. No, protons and neutrons are called as a nucleons. Dalton atomic theory regarded atom as a ultimate particle for matter. Yes, this is correct. Okay. So here out of this, we have to find out the correct options. The correct options here in this case is B, C and E. It is B, C and E. So here B, C and option 3 will be correct. Now what happens up here? Which of the following is a heterogeneous catalyst? A heterogeneous catalyst means your catalyst is in a different physical state than the other thing. We know N2 is a gas plus 3 of a H2 is a also gas. Here it gives up a NH3, 2NH3 also as a gas, but Fe is always in a solid. So option 3, Haber's process will be a correct answer. Haber's process will be a correct answer over here. Now 77. See 77, this is the NCERT question which has been given. For Boyle's law, if temperature will be constant, when temperature is constant, PV equals to constant, okay, and the graph will come something like this, but they have not given PV graph, they have given up a P versus 1 by V. P versus 1 by V graph will be a linear graph. This is an NCERT graph which has been given up. Now next is, one second, we'll come to this question. 78. See 78 question is a decarboxylation question. Decarboxylation question is, we are having up a weight of the two sodium ethanoids. Sodium ethanoid is CH3, C double bond O, O, Na. Here it is NaOH. So here it will be minus of a Na2 CO3. The product will be CH4, but they are asking for a weight of 2 moles. 2 moles it will be 32 grams. CH1 mole CH4 16 grams. 2 moles 32 grams. Diamond, we know diamond is always, question number 79. We know diamond will always have a hybridization of sp3. Fullerene is always in a cage structure. Okay, your coke is always used as a reducing agent in metallurgy of Fe, while graphite is used as a dry lubricant. So here the correct option will be the second option here, 79. Here second option will be correct. Question number 80, exactly maximum questions are from directly NCERT based. Question number 80 is the exact question of NCERT, which is having up a what? Option 4th will be correct. Why? Because here sigma 2p z will always be greater than the pi 2p z star, sorry, pi 2p x star and pi 2p y star. So option 4th will be correct over here. Question number 81. Question number 81 here is Question number 81 is, which of the following statement is not correct? Which of the following statement? See, this kind of questions are exceptional case, means not correct. Now we people will think that correct and we will mark up the correct one. Okay. Now here hydrogen is used to reduce up a heavy metal oxides to metal. Okay. Now second option is here. So first one is correct. Okay. Heavy metal is used to study reaction mechanisms. Yes, heavy water is always used in nuclear reactions to study the reaction mechanisms. Hydrogen is used to make up a saturated fatty acid. Okay. Now here this is also correct. Hydrogen bond dissociation enthalpy is lowest as compared to single bond. No, this is the highest. That's why the hydrogen bond is also called as a inert molecule. Is also called as a inert molecule. Now what happens up here? Option. So this is incorrect. Fifth, hydrogen reduces oxides of metal active than iron. No, it cannot. So D and E will be incorrect one. Question number 82. Question number 82 is the relation between permissible value of magnetic quantum number and azimuthal quantum number. We know magnetic quantum number is azimuth 2 into L plus 1. If you solve it, you will get up option D as the answer. Question number 83. The Lasine extract of an organic compound containing both nitrogen and sulfur. See, if both nitrogen and sulfur is there, we will be having up a compound like NaSCN. When you react it with Fe, so it forms out a FeSCN whole 2 positive, and this is having up a blood red color. So FeSCN 2 positive. Option number 3 will be correct over here. Now, 1 second, please. Next is Grignard reagent question, and this question also is having up a what do we say? This question is having up disonium salt. So CuBr with HBr. This is what kind of reaction? This is Getterman reaction. So here it will give you out a Br. This Br will react with a magnesium in a presence of dry ether. This will give you out a Grignard reagent, MgBr. Now MgBr will react with the water, will give you out a simple benzene. So benzene will be my product. Question number 85. Question number 85. Taking stability as the factor, which one of the following represents incorrect? C. Here maximum are incorrect. But one thing which will come to our mind is I3 in positive and TLI. Here, now, here we are having up a thallium. Thallium I, see I is also I negative. I3 is also I negative. But the size of I3 is very, very big as compared to I. Higher the size, higher will be the instability. Why? Because of a size will increase, so it will get distorted very, very easily. It will get distorted very, very easily, so it will be unstable. So TLI will be more of a stable in this case. Question number 86 is a classic question of NCERT based question directly from ethers. Okay. Now here, usually our iodine part goes with a smaller thing. But here, if we break our bond over here, here the reaction will be done according to SN1 because carbobenzylic carbocation will be there. This benzylic carbocation will be very, very stable. So here CH2I will become and one phenol will be formed. Now what happens up here? We have to find out which one will follow up a Huckel's rule. Huckel's rule is what? It should be planar, it should be cyclic, it should have a complete delocalization of charge, it should have a complete 6 electrons over there, 4n plus 2 electron. This is having up a 6 electrons. This is having up a 6 electrons over here. Now, this is having up, sorry, not 6 electrons. This is having up a 10 electrons, 10 pi electron, which is following up a Huckel's rule. This is also having up 6 electrons, so it also follows up a Huckel's rule. The next, this will not, sorry, fourth will not follow, third will not follow. Here, this will follow up a Huckel's rule. This will not follow. Why? Because 4n plus 2 will not be followed. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, this will also follow. So how many will follow Huckel's rule? 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 will be answer. Okay. Now 87. Now comes to 88. 88 is a question of first reduction, then elimination, then it comes addition, then it comes Wurtz reaction. So CH3CHO with LiLH4, it will give you out a CH3CH2OH, an alcohol. Alcohol with H2SO4 and heating will give up a alkene, CH2 double bond CH2. This with HBr will give up a what is the reaction? Marconics reaction. This will give up a CH3CH2Br. Now Marconics Br, one alkyl halide, another aryl halide. This is a Wurtz-Fittig reaction in a presence of sodium and ether. So here the product will be benzene with a CH2CH3. What option is there? I think option 4th will be a correct answer over here. Okay. Now again, next question is somewhat exceptional kind. They are asking up a incorrect statement. They are asking up an incorrect statement here. So what it will be? Let us read. Now see, all the transitional metals except scandium forms MO oxide. So 2 plus. Yes, okay, and this is correct. Now, which are ionic? Okay. Now, second is the highest oxidation number corresponding to the highest oxidation number corresponding to the group in transitional metal is attained in scandium 2O3 and Mn. Yes, Mn will only show up a 7 plus. It can maximum show up a 7 plus, and which will be shown over here. Basic character increases from V2O3 to V2O5. No, this is acidic character. They have given it wrong. So C will be the wrong one. V2O4 dissolves in acids to give up a VO43. You know, this gives up a VO2. Okay, it's not gives VO43 minus salt. Okay, so D is also incorrect. Chromium is basic. Yes, CRO is basic. This is correct. CrO3 is amphoteric. Yes, this is also correct. Classic line from NCERT exactly. So C and D will be the incorrect one. So option second will be incorrect. Now, which of the following compound is most stable? Question number 90. This is a question from stability. See, higher the number of chelate or chelate ligands which will form out a ring, higher will be the stability. So here we are having up a chelate ring over here, so it will be more of a stable. Question number 91 is simple mathematics question. Just you have to put some 10 values, you have to put certain what do we say, hit and trial method, and you will get answer. Or else we can do it by any ion electron method or oxidation number method also we can do. But here, see, you can, the best way is you can relate up the A, and here it is A2, I think. Okay, someone else. The paper I have got is having up a overwriting. So, what I'll check is oxygen. Which one will be easy to do? B, and this is A, 2A, oxygen. Only you have to, there is no other option to do this question except by equating up oxygen. So how we'll equate? How many oxygens are there? Here it is A, O, so 7A plus B into 3, 3B plus C. This will be equals to 2A, not A, here we don't have oxygen. Here it is 4B plus C by 2. Whichever number is following up this equation, mathematical equation, will be our answer. You can solve it. Simple mathematics, nothing else. Now question number 92. Question number 92, what we have to do, the nutrition deficient water bodies leads to eutrophication. Okay, so now here, this, the nutrient deficient water leads to eutrophication. No, this is incorrect. Eutrophication leads to the decrease in the level of oxygen in the water bodies. Yes, this is correct. This is correct. Now, so option statement 1 is incorrect, while the statement 2 is true in this case. When it comes to 93, now 93, what is the question? The fraction of 1H central octahedral void lies in 1 unit cell. This here we are having up 1H. At 1H we are having up a 1 unit 1 void. This here, how many edges will be there? See, if you remember, there will be always 4 edges nearby it. So it will be shared by 1 by 4, 1 by 4 by all the 4. See how many why? Because 4 edges are there. 1, second, third, fourth. All will be 1 by 4, 1 by 4, 1 by 4. They will be sharing up over there. Question number 94. Again, directly from NCERT. What are the structures? If we know the structure, it will be correct. So here, simply we'll draw the structure and we'll get answer A. Or you can try up the most easiest one is sulfuric acid. Sulfuric acid is H2SO4. So sulfur is there, double bond oxygen, one OH, another OH. Clear? So OH is there, 2 OH sulfuric acid. So what will 2 OH bonds are there? 2 SOO bond is there. There is no SOS bond. Check which option it is matching. Here it will be matching up with option number 1. See, my sulfuric acid B is matching with 4. 2 SOH and 2 SO. This is correct. By this we can do. Question number 95 is exactly learning kind of a question. Just one table is given. You have to learn. It will be a solid solve. Question number 96. Question number 96 is a dehydration of alcohol. Dehydration of alcohol happens by a carbocation mechanism. Now it happens with a carbocation mechanism. So see where it is forming up a stable carbocation. This will be a stable carbocation. Why? Because this carbocation will here come form a double bond. Okay. Now here if it will form out a carbocation, there is a minus I effect which will destabilize. Here also minus I effect. Here also minus I effect. But here no minus I effect. So option 1 will be correct over here. Question number 97. 97 is which among the following option is correct option for enthalpy? See, we know delta H is always equals to delta U plus of a delta Ng RT. Check which option it is matching. I think option 1 itself it is matching up. Now, question number 98. 98. 1 second. What happens up here in this case? Ag2. See, this is a question. This is a question of what is AgNS3. This is tolerance reagent. We know tolerance reagent always oxidizes up a aldehyde into carboxylic acid. So this can be correct. This can be correct. Okay. Here this can be correct and this can. What happens to ketone? Ketones remains untouched by a tolerance reagent. So option 2 will be correct. Ketone has remained ketone, but here ketone also got reduced, which will never happen. 1 second. 99. The equilibrium concentration of a species given A plus B is giving up a C plus D, something like this. They're asking up the equilibrium concentration of the species in the reaction is this, the delta G naught. Okay. See how to find delta G naught. Delta G naught is equals to minus of a RT. Where to write? Minus of a RT log base E. Okay. Just put up this value. K value is already given. They have given up a concentration of A, B, and C, D. We'll find out K value you put. You'll get the answer over here. Okay. Now here the correct option what I have solved in a piece of paper is option 2. Now the reaction that does not takes place in the blast furnace. This is a blast furnace reaction. Which reaction here will not take place? See, Fe plus CO. This CO always forms out a CO2. Carbon plus carbon dioxide. Yes, this also forms carbon monoxide. Now calcium, this is a slag reaction. Yes, this also happens. But Fe2O3 plus carbon monoxide will not. See, Fe2O3 it reacts with not carbon monoxide. It reacts with a carbon. So option 4th will be incorrect. Option 4th will be this reaction only does not take place. All the 3 reaction takes place. So this is from my side in chemistry. That paper was quite a bit easy, except few questions from inorganic. There was less number of questions from organic chemistry, and maximum good amount of questions was from there in inorganic chemistry. What I can see, rest all detailed discussion will follow up. Okay, from my side, I'll stop up over here. All the best for your result. That's all for the day. Thank you.
Hello students, physics and chemistry are over, I think so. So now we can continue with the biology session. So already we have finished up to question number 140. So I'll not take much time. We will finish it off as soon as possible. Okay. So we have to continue from question number 141. Will fastly discuss the answers. Okay. So now coming to question number 141. See students, like this is match the following. Okay. So this is from the chapter organisms and population from ecology. So we have a topic called population interactions, right? So in population interaction, we have studied the interaction between two living organisms based on either beneficial or affected or neutral. So in that case, we have mutualism, commensalism, amensalism, and parasitism, right? So mutualism, like both of the organisms, both the species will be benefited plus plus. Commensalism, one is benefited, other one is neutral. Amensalism, one is affected, other one is neutral. And last one, parasitism, one of the organism will be benefited, and other one will be affected. So in that case, the correct answer is option 1. Okay. Right. Now, second is also match the following. Here we are having the match the following from the chapter transport in plants. So cohesion, adhesion, surface tension, and guttation. Cohesion, it is the mutual attraction among water molecules. Adhesion, it is attraction only towards the polar surfaces. Okay. And surface tension, it is more attraction in liquid phase. And finally, guttation, it is the water lost from the plants in the form of liquid. So you can go for the option 4, A2, B4, C1, D3. Okay. So question number 143, we have two statements here. We have to see the statement is right or wrong. So first one, statement 1. Yeah, students, we shall continue. Sorry for the interruption and sorry, the screen sharing was not done for the first few questions. Now I have shared the screen. So first question, 141, I told you answer is 1. 142, answer is 4. Now we are in question number 143. So statement 1, you see Gauss competitive exclusion principle. This is also from your population interaction topic from organism and population chapter. And this states that two closely related species competing for the same resources cannot coexist indefinitely, and competitively inferior one will be eliminated eventually. So this statement is right. This is Gauss competitive exclusion principle. And statement 2 given is, in general, carnivores are more adversely affected by competition than herbivores. This statement is false. Why? Because carnivores are superior species, whereas herbivores are inferior species. So herbivores are more adversely affected by competition, than the carnivores. Okay. So statement 2 is false here. So we have to go for option 2. Statement 1 is right, but statement 2 is false. Question number 144. Identify the correct statement. Here, 5 statements are there, and we have to identify only the right statements. So first statement, lenticels are the lens-shaped openings permitting exchange of gases. Yeah, it is right. Bark formed early in the season is called soft bark. It is not hard bark. So B statement is wrong. C1, bark is a technical term that refers to all tissues exterior to vascular cambium. It is a non-technical term. Hence, C statement is also wrong. Bark refers to periderm and secondary phloem. It is right. And last one, phellogen is single layered in thickness. Sorry, phellogen is not single layered in thickness. It is multi-layered. Okay. So, out of these 5 statements, only the statement A and B are right statements, whereas the remaining 3 statements are wrong. Hence, the correct answer for this question is option 1. Okay. Then question number 145, see the assertion and reason. So assertion, in gymnosperms, pollen grains are released from microsporangium and carried by air current. Yes, it is true. Reason, air currents carry the pollen grains to the mouth of the archegonia, where the male gametes are discharged and pollen tube is not formed. So pollen tube only carries the male gametes. Okay. So reason is false. Hence, the correct answer is option 2. A is true, but R is false. Then 146, main step in the formation of recombinant DNA are given below. Arrange these steps in a correct sequence. We have to arrange it in a proper sequence. The first step is isolation of desired DNA fragment. Then we have to cut the DNA by using restriction enzymes. Then you have to amplify the gene of interest using polymerase chain reaction. And finally, we have to insert the rDNA into the host cell. So right answer is option 2. Question number 147, it is again match the following. So already we went through a question through this like the same like M phase, G2 phase, G1 phase. And now it is match the following where we have to find out the correct match for these phases. Okay. So A phase, that is option A, M phase. M phase is going to be division, okay, cell divisional phase. So hence we can say it is an equational division, that is mitotic phase. Okay. Then B, G2 phase. In G2 phase, generally proteins are not, proteins are synthesized. Okay. G1 phase, already proteins will be synthesized, but it will be continued in the G2 phase also. And C, quiescent stage. So quiescent stage, generally we call it as an inactive phase. Why? Because the cells remain to be active, but they will not proliferate. And last one, D option is G1 phase. So G1 phase is an interval between mitotic phase and the S phase where DNA replication happens. So it is option 2, which is the right answer for this match. Okay. Question number 148. How many different proteins does ribosome consist of? So ribosome consists of 80 proteins. The option 4 is the right answer. Okay. Then question number 149. Which of the following combination is required for chemiosmosis? Chemiosmotic hypothesis explains how ATP is produced in your chloroplast during photosynthesis and in your mitochondria during respiration. Now, what are the major things that are needed for chemiosmotic hypothesis? One is your plasma membrane, then proton pump, proton gradient, and finally ATP synthase enzyme. So option 4 is the right answer. Okay. Question number 150, we have two statements. Assertion, a flower is defined as modified shoot wherein the shoot apical meristem changes to floral meristem. The statement is right. Reason given, internode of the shoot get condensed. Actually, internode elongates and the axis get condensed to produce different floral appendage. But here they have given internode of the shoot get condensed. That is totally wrong. Hence, assertion is true. Okay. And reason is false. So the right answer is option 2 here, but it has wrongly mentioned option 4. It is option 2. Okay. Then zoology. Now we have completed the botany session, students. Now we are entering into the zoology session. For zoology, first we are going to discuss about section A, question number 151 to 185. Which of the following are not considered as part of endomembrane system? Endomembrane system includes endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi bodies, lysosomes, and vacuole. So mitochondria, chloroplast, and peroxisomes, they won't come under this. So option 1 is the right answer. Second one is match, relating the joint and the where they are present, distributed in our body. So A, cartilaginous joint, it is present between adjacent vertebrae in our vertebral column. Ball and socket joint, it is present between humerus and pectoral girdle. Fibrous joint between our flat skull bones. Last one, saddle joint between carpal and metacarpal of thumb. So right answer is option 1. Okay. Then question number 153, select the correct set of Australian marsupials exhibiting adaptive radiation. So here the Australian marsupials are numbered, spotted cuscus, and flying phalanger. Only these 3 examples come under Australian marsupial, and it is option 1. Okay. So this will be given in a pictographic diagram in your evolution chapter. So it is not given directly anywhere in the theory. Only through that pictographic chart we have to understand the right answer. Okay. Then question number 154, which of the following statement is correct? So statement 1 is correct. Statement 2, 3, 4 are incorrect. I'll tell you why. Presence of large amount of nutrients in water restricts algal bloom. No, it will promote algal bloom. Then third statement, algal bloom increases the mortality fish. That is, death rate of fish increases in algal bloom, not decrease. Last one, eutrophication refers to increase in domestic sewage and wastewater in lakes. Eutrophication refers to increase in non-domestic sewage. Mostly it is because of addition of fertilizers or any other nutrients in the water source. Okay. So only statement 1 is right. Remaining 3 statements are wrong. Question number 155. Which one of the following symbol represents mating between relatives in human pedigree? So square represents male, round represents female, and if it is between relatives mating is happening, we have to represent by double lines in between the male and female. So option 1 is the right answer. Okay. So question 156, which one of the following techniques does not serve the purpose of early diagnosis? See, molecular diagnosis always help in early diagnosis, whereas conventional methods, they will not help in early diagnosis. So option 2, 3, 4, PCR, ELISA, RDNA technology, they are all molecular biology techniques. Option 1, serum and urine analysis, it is one of the conventional method. So it is the odd one out here, and option 1 is the right answer. 157, we have to match. P wave, it represents the depolarization of atria. Then Q wave, it shows in the beginning of systole. QRS wave, it is in the depolarization of ventricle. And finally, T wave occurs in the repolarization of ventricles. So option 4 is the right answer here. Then 158, broad palm with single palm crease is visible in a person suffering from. So this symptom is exclusively present in Down syndrome babies. Yeah. So option 4 is the right answer. Question number 159, match peptic cells. This is from your digestion and absorption chapter. All these one-side cells and one-side their secretions. Peptic cells, they are going to secrete proenzyme, pepsinogen, and prorenin. Goblet cells, they secrete mucus. Oxyntic cells, they secrete HCl and CAF, Casel's intrinsic factor, which is responsible for absorption of vitamin B12. And last one, hepatic cells are nothing but the liver cells that secrete bile juice. Okay, so option 2 is the right answer here. Then question number 160, we have some statements and we have to select the correct statements regarding female reproductive cycle. So statement A, in non-primate mammals, cyclical changes during reproduction are called estrous cycle. It is right. First menstrual cycle begins at puberty is called menarche and it is not menopause. So B statement is wrong. C, lack of menstruation may be indicative of pregnancy, right? Cyclic menstruation extends between menarche and menopause. It is also a right statement. So only it is B statement which is wrong here. So we can go for option 3, A, C, D. Okay. Then question number 161, we have two statements, statement 1 and 2. Statement 1, low temperature preserves the enzyme in a temporarily inactive state, whereas high temperature destroys enzymatic activity because proteins are denatured by heat. Of course, the statement is right. Statement 2, when inhibitor closely resembles the substrate in its molecular structure and inhibits the activity of the enzyme, it is known as competitive inhibitor. Now, we have to find out which statement is right and which statement is wrong. So here we can see statement 1 is true and also statement 2 is true. And they didn't ask us whether the statements are explaining or not. So we can directly go for the answer which statements are right and which statements are wrong. Okay. So both the statements are true here. So we can go for the option 4, statement 1 and 2, both are true. Okay. Now, question number 162. Once the undigested and unabsorbed substances enter the cecum, their backflow is prevented by. See, here we have to discuss about the topic like digestion and absorption chapter. We have to see about the digestive system of man. What is the valve that is present between your small intestine and large intestine, right? In small intestine, the last part is ileum, from where the undigested food material will come to large intestine that enters your cecum. So in between ileum and cecum, we have a small valve which is called as ileocecal valve. And this valve will be preventing the backflow. Hence, the right answer is option 1. Okay. Fine. So now coming to question number 163, match. Again, we are having a match the following question here. So one side we have given the name of organisms. This is from Animal Kingdom chapter, students. I think we are seeing the first question from Animal Kingdom chapter. So other side, some characters are given based on the organisms. Okay. Now see the first one. A is Taenia. So Taenia is tapeworm, right? And it will have flame cells as their excretory structures. And second one, we have Paramecium. So Paramecium is going to have contractile vacuole. Then Periplaneta americana, that is our cockroach, which has uricose gland. Uricose gland is again one of the excretory structure, present in cockroaches. Then the last one is Pheretima. So what is Pheretima, students? Pheretima is our earthworm, right? Pheretima postuma. And Pheretima they have nephridia as their excretory structure. So all the 4 given in the list 2 are excretory structures, and the list 1 is organism name. Now, if we connect these right options, what will be the right answer is option 2. Option 2 is the right answer here. Okay. Then question number 164, again match the following here. So here the match the following is it is completely about the structure of eye, that is from your neural control and coordination chapter. Now, first one is fovea. So fovea, fovea is going to be the point of greatest visual activity or resolution. Fovea centralis. Okay. Then B is iris. Iris is the colored portion of the eye, visible colored portion of the eye, and that regulates the diameter of your pupil. Then C, blind spot. It is the point where the optic nerves leaves the eyeball and the photoreceptor cells, rods and cones were completely absent. And last one is sclera. So sclera is the external layer of eye which is formed of dense connective tissue, right? So based on these, option 4 is the right answer for this question number 164. Then question number 165. We have 2 statements here, and we have to see whether the statements are right or wrong. Now, coming to this question number 165, statement 1, RNA mutates at a faster rate. Yes, because RNA is not stable. It is highly reactive and less stable, hence it mutates at a faster rate. Statement 2, viruses having RNA genome and shorter lifespan mutate and evolve faster. Hence, this is also a right statement. So we can go, both the options are right. Both the statements given here are right. That is option number 4. Okay. Then question number 166, again match the following. So we are having the hormones and some of the factors given listed in the column 1. And column 2, we have to see where these hormones are secreted. It's a very simple question, students. So option A, CCK. What is CCK? Cholecystokinin, also called to be pancreozymin. And this is secreted in cholecystokinin. So it is related to the pancreas. Okay. It is like related to pancreas, and it is going to increase the enzymatic content in your pancreatic juice. Okay. Now, second one is GIP. So this GIP, it is related to our gastric glands. Okay. So gastrointestinal peptide. And next is ANF, atrial natriuretic factor. Okay. So this atrial natriuretic factor, this is going to be, yes, it is atrial. Atrial is related to the atrium of our heart, right? So it is option 2. And the last one is ADH. So this is a very important hormone, antidiuretic hormone, and this is related to our kidneys. Okay. So now, relating these options, option 4 is the right answer. A4, B3, C2, and B1. Okay. Then question number 167. So the question from breathing and exchange of gases chapter, vital capacity of lung. So vital capacity of lung. So this is like we have studied some formulas here, and VC, vital capacity of lung, is equal to tidal volume, inspiratory reserve volume, and expiratory reserve volume. We have to sum up all these 3 values. Only then we can get the answer for vital capacity. So VC is equal to TV plus IRB plus ERB. That is in option 3. Okay. Then question number 168. Which of the following is not a cloning vector? So generally, cloning vector is to carry the foreign DNA into the host cell. It acts as a carrier molecule. Now we have to see which one of the following is not a cloning vector here. Yuck, yeast artificial chromosome is the cloning vector. PBR322, it is an artificially designed vector based on your plasmid. BAC, bacterial artificial chromosome, is also a cloning vector. But option 3, probe, is not a cloning vector. Okay. So probe is used in your molecular techniques, but it is not used as the cloning vector. Okay. So for question number 168, it is option 3. Now we can go to question number 169. So match the following here. Yes. So can you guess, students? This is from your lab Popron concept in your molecular basis of inheritance chapter. So we have some genes represented there, and those genes, what enzymes they are going to code for. Okay. So first is gene A. So gene A, it codes for the enzyme transacetylase. Gene Y, it codes for beta permease. Then gene I. Gene I is a repressor protein. Gene Z, it codes for beta galactosidase enzyme, right? So it is in option 1. Then question number 170. We have two statements, assertion and reason. You have to find out whether they are right, and then we have to see whether it is explaining or not. So assertion statement here is endometrium is necessary for implantation of blastocyst. We know only in endometrium layer of uterus, blastocyst will get implanted. So assertion is right. Reason, in absence of fertilization, corpus luteum degenerates that causes disintegration of endometrium. So when fertilization is not taking place, corpus luteum degenerates, right? And when corpus luteum degenerates, progesterone secretion will not happen. And progesterone is the one that maintains your endometrium. When there is no corpus luteum, no progesterone secretion, and your endometrium will start disintegrating or rupturing. So reason is also right, but the reason is not explaining the statement assertion. Hence, we are going for option 1. Okay. Then question number 171. So again, two statements are here, assertion, reason. Amniocentesis for sex determination is one of the strategies of reproductive and child healthcare program. Amniocentesis for sex determination, they are saying it is one of the strategy in reproductive and child healthcare program. No, because there is a statutory ban on amniocentesis. And second reason are ban on amniocentesis checks increasing menace of female feticide. This statement is right, but assertion is not right. So assertion is false, but reason is true. Hence, the right answer is option 3. Then 172, match the following. In list 1, heroin, marijuana, cocaine, and morphine. All these drug names are given from Human Health and Disease chapter, and we have to see what are their effects. So first one, heroin. Yes. So heroin is like it slows down our body function. Then marijuana, it has an effect on cardiovascular system. Cocaine, it interfered with the transport of dopamine. And last one, morphine is used as a painkiller. Okay. So option 4 is the right answer for this question. Then question number 173, in which blood corpuscles HIV undergoes replication and produces progeny viruses? So it is in our T helper cells, HIV undergoes replication and produces their progeny. So answer is option 4. Then question number 174, match the following. One side we have the common name of the organisms and some diseases name also. And other side we have the biological names and the causative organisms. Okay, so this is also from Human Health and Disease chapter. Ringworm, ringworm generally it is a fungal disease. Yeah, so this fungal disease is caused by the fungal organism Trichophyton. Also, two more organisms are there. Okay, Trichophyton, Epidermophyton, all these. And here it is only Trichophyton which is given. Then B, filariasis disease caused by filarial worm, which is biologically called as Uchararia bancrofti. C is malaria caused by Plasmodium vivax. D is pneumonia, which is caused by Haemophilus influenzae. So diseases and their causative organisms. This is given in the match the following. So option 4 is the right answer for this question. Then question number 175. Which one of the following common sexually transmitted diseases is completely curable when detected early and treated properly? Again, from the same chapter, Human Health and Disease. So we have 4 STDs here: gonorrhea, hepatitis B, HIV, genital herpes. HIV, hepatitis B, and genital herpes, these 3 STDs, right, they are not curable. But gonorrhea, it is curable when it is detected in the primary stage itself. So option 1 is the right answer here. Question number 176. Again, match the following. This is from reproductive health chapter, students. A, vasectomy. It is a surgical method, permanent surgical method, which is done in males. Okay. Then B, coitus interruptus. This is a natural method. We can avoid withdraw the penis from vagina by not inseminating. Then C is cervical cap, which is a barrier method. This is like a cap to cover the cervix by not allowing the entry of semen. And last one, Saheli, it is an oral contraceptive pill. So answer is option 1. Okay. Then 177, radial symmetry is not found in adults of phylum. So radial symmetry is not found in the adults of phylum Echinodermata. Okay. So question number 177, students, like not Echinodermata, Hemichordata. Sorry. Okay. Because they are asking radial symmetry is not found in. Not found in the sense like see in Coelenterata, Echinodermata and Ctenophora, the adult organisms, they have this radial symmetry. But in Hemichordata, we are not like having radial symmetry, they have bilateral symmetry. So option 1 is the right answer here. Then question number 178. We have two statements given and we have to see which is correct and incorrect. So a protein is imagined as a line. The left end represented by first amino acid, C-terminal, and the right end is represented by last amino acid, N-terminal. So students see, left end is first amino acid N-terminal, whereas right end is last amino acid C-terminal, but they have given vice versa. So statement 1 is incorrect here. And statement 2, adult human hemoglobin consists of 4 units, subunits. 2 of them are alpha and 2 of them are beta. That statement is right. So statement option 3 is the right answer here. Then question number 179, we have two statements. Assertion A. The assertion is nephrons are of two types, cortical and juxtamedullary, based on their relative position in cortex and medulla. Okay, right. Now, see, this statement is right, true. Now, the reason given here, juxtamedullary nephrons have short loop of Henle, whereas cortical nephrons have longer loop of Henle. This is given just opposite. Cortical nephrons have shorter Henle's loop, whereas juxtamedullary nephrons have longer Henle's loop. But they have given just opposite. So reason is false, assertion is true. So the right answer is option 2. Question number 180. Which of the following functions is carried out by cytoskeleton in a cell? Now, students, like many students have got confused with this like question. See, protein synthesis is carried out by ribosomes. Okay. Actually, cytoskeleton is some of the cytoskeletal elements. Okay. And now here transportation is given, but transportation is intracellular transport. It should be mentioned as intracellular transport, only then the option 3 will be right. But they have generally given transportation, so we cannot go for this answer. So the more appropriate answer here is motility. Okay. So option 2 is the right answer here. Okay. So students, we have completed up to question number 180. So we have 20 more questions remaining. Please wait a minute. I will share those 20 more questions in the next paper and we will continue. Please wait for a while. Yeah, students, we have got the remaining questions also. We can go for the next set of 20 questions. I think this is the last 20 more questions we have. We'll finish it off fast. Okay. Okay, so we have to start from question number 181. So now we have two statements. Statement 1, ligaments are dense regular tissue, S. And then statement 2, cartilage is dense regular tissue. So now we have to check which is right and which is wrong. Okay. So see students, question number 181, the statement 1 is ligaments are dense irregular tissue. Actually, under your irregular dense connective tissue, we have ligaments and tendons. Okay. And statement 2 is cartilage is dense regular tissue. So coming to this, cartilage will not come under dense regular tissue. Cartilage comes under your skeletal tissue. Okay. So it is a specialized connective tissue. Hence, statement 2 is false. Statement 1 Yeah, sorry, statement 1 is also false. Okay, ligaments are dense, irregular tissue they have given, right? So it is dense, regular. So both the statements are false here. So option 1 is the right answer. Then question number 182, we have matched the following. So I think like these are the population interactions and their examples. So we have statement A, B, C, D in the list, which is given as examples, and list 2, the name of the interaction. So see the first example, students, a leopard and a lion in a forest. Now, leopard and lion in a forest, these two are examples for, they are examples for competition. Okay. And again, a cuckoo laying egg in a crow's nest. It is example for brood parasitism. Fungi and root of a higher plant in mycorrhizae. This is example for mutualism. And last one, a cattle egret and a cattle in a field. So this is example for commensalism. All the answers are straight, direct, that is straight to straight. So the correct answer here is option 4. Question number 183, we have two statements. Vas deferens receives a duct from seminal vesicle and opens into urethra as the ejaculatory duct. Yeah, the statement is right. Statement 2, the cavity of the cervix is called cervical canal, which along with vagina forms birth canal. Yes, this statement is also right. So both the statements are true here. We can go for option 4. Then 184 also again two statements. Electrostatic precipitator is most widely used in thermal power plant. Statement 1, it is right. Why we are using in thermal power plant electrostatic precipitator? It filters the like particles present in the air. So electrostatic precipitator in thermal power plant removes ionizing radiation. This is wrong. It cannot remove the ionizing radiations, right? So statement 2 is false. So statement 1 is correct, but statement 2 is incorrect. It is option 2. Then question number 185, we have two statements. In prokaryotes, the positively charged DNA is held with some negatively charged proteins in a region called nucleoid. Yeah, DNA is held with histones, right? So statement 1 is, so in prokaryotes they are asking, the positively charged DNA is held with some negatively charged proteins. So in eukaryotes alone, we have DNA held with histone. In prokaryotes, histone proteins are absent. Histones are generally basic proteins, and they will not be present in prokaryotes. Okay. So second statement, in eukaryotes, the negatively charged DNA is wrapped around positively charged histone octamer. Octamer spelling is wrong, to form nucleosome. So here the statement 2 is true, but the statement 1 is false. So first thing you have to understand. So prokaryotes, they don't have histone proteins, and histone proteins are positively charged and they are not negatively, because histone proteins are basic proteins. So you have to be very careful. They have asked for prokaryotes and eukaryotes. Based on that, only you have to select which is right and which is incorrect. Okay. Question number 186. Which of the following are not under the control of thyroid hormone? So thyroid hormones, we have T3, T4 and thyrocalcitonin. Okay. Now we have to see the functions of your thyroid hormones, and based on that, we have to select which of them is not under the control of thyroid. Okay. So now see the first one, maintenance of water and electrolyte balance. Thyroid hormones do not control them. Regulation of basal metabolic rate, BMR. Yes. Regulation of basal metabolic rate, which is not under the control. Yes. So they are asking, choose the correct answer. Then C is normal rhythm of sleep-wake cycle. Normal rhythm of sleep-wake cycle, it is under the control of your pineal gland. Okay. Then development of immune system. Yes, that is also not under the control of thyroid hormone. So option A is under the control, B is under the control, and E, support the process of RBC formation, which is hemopoiesis. That is also under the control. Like A, B, E are under the control of your thyroid hormones, whereas C and D are not under the control of, that is under the control of your thyroid hormone. Hence, we can go for option 2. Okay. Then question number 187, which of the following statements are correct? An excessive loss of body fluid from the body switches off osmoreceptor. It will not switch off, it will switch on. Okay. Like an excessive loss of body fluid from the body switches off the osmoreceptors. They are saying like if there is excessive loss of body fluid from the body, it switches off your osmoreceptors. Second one, ADH facilitates water reabsorption to prevent diuresis. So ADH facilitates water reabsorption to prevent diuresis. Yeah, it is right. ANF causes vasodilation. Yes, it is also right. ADH cause increase in blood pressure. Of course, right? ADH is responsible for decrease in GFR. It is wrong. So you can see A and E are incorrect here. B, C, G are correct here. So option 1 is the right answer here. Okay. Then question number 188. In cockroach, excretion is brought about by. So in cockroach, excretion is carried out by Malpighian tubules, uricose glands, nephrocytes, and also fat body. Here, phallic gland and collateral gland, they will not come under excretion process. B, C, D are right. So option 2 is the right answer here. Okay. Then question number 189 is again match the following. Logistic, exponential, expanding age pyramid, stable age pyramid. So I think this is a very easy question. Why? Because this comes under your organism and population chapter. Only the question seems to be big. Okay. So logistic growth, limited resource availability condition. Exponential growth is unlimited resource availability condition. And expanding age pyramid, it is the percent individuals of pre-reproductive age largest followed by reproductive and post-reproductive. And last one is stable age pyramid. Stable age pyramid is the percent individuals of pre-reproductive and reproductive age group both will be stable. So option 4 is the right answer here. Now question number 190 match. So A, master cells. So master cells are going to be present in your areolar connective tissue. Inner surface of bronchiole, it is made of ciliated epithelium. Blood is a specialized connective tissue that comes under fluid connective tissue. Tubular parts of nephron, so they have cuboidal epithelium. So option 2 is the right answer. Okay. Then question number 191. So 191 is, we have two statements. During G0 phase of your cell cycle, okay, the cell is metabolically inactive. See, students, generally in G0 phase, cell will be metabolically active. It will not just proliferate. It is not metabolically inactive. Okay, so statement 1 is incorrect here. And centrosome undergoes duplication during S phase of interphase. Yeah, so during S phase, your DNA replication, histone protein replication, and also centriole duplication. All these will happen. So statement 2 is correct. Statement 1 is incorrect. Hence option 3 is the right answer. Question number 192. Which of the following statements are correct? Basophils are most abundant cells of the total WBCs. So it is wrong. So which is the first one which is like abundant in your total WBCs? Yes, we know it is your neutrophils. Okay. So next is basophils secrete histamine, serotonin, and heparin. It is right. Basophils are involved in inflammatory response. It is also right. Basophils have kidney-shaped nucleus. No, it is incorrect. Basophils are agranulocytes. That is also incorrect. So B and C are the only right answers here. So option 2 is the correct answer here. Okay. So now we are going to question number 193. 193. The parts of human brain that helps in regulation of sexual behavior, expression of excitement, pleasure, rage, fear. So all these are carried out by limbic system and hypothalamus. Direct question. It is directly given in your NCERT. So the unique mammalian characters. Mammalian characters are unique mammary glands, hair, and pinna. Option 1. This is also directly given in your NCERT. Question number 195. Which one of the following is the sequence on corresponding coding strand? If the sequence of mRNA is, so students, you have to be very careful. mRNA strand sequence தான் இங்க கொடுத்திருக்காங்க, right? So அப்ப நம்ம இதுல எந்த sequence வந்து coding strand வந்து, which is sequence on corresponding coding strand. So here it is given 5' to 3', AUCG sequence. Okay. Now what you have to do is the same 5' to 3' coding strand, you have to take, instead of uracil, you have to replace it with a thymine. That's it. So option is 2. Okay. Then question number 196. Which one of the following is not an advantage of inbreeding? So it exposes harmful recessive genes that are eliminated by selection. Yes, it is an advantage. Okay. Then elimination of less desirable genes and accumulation of superior genes takes place due to it. Yes. It decreases the productivity of inbred population after continuous breeding. Yes. It decreases homozygosity. It is wrong. It increases homozygosity, and that is causing that inbreeding depression. So fourth option is not an advantage. Okay. Then question number 197, which of the following is characteristic feature of cockroach regarding sexual dimorphism? So regarding sexual dimorphism, presence of anal stripe. So option 1, it is a very easy question directly given, okay, in NCERT book. Then 198, select the correct statement. Now the correct statement we have to see, tetrad formation is seen during leptotene. During leptotene is the tetrad formation seen? No, it is wrong. It is in zygotene. Okay. Then B, during anaphase, the centromere split and chromatid separate. Yes, they didn't mention anaphase 1 or 2. So then we can understand it is anaphase of mitosis and centromere split and chromatid separate. C, terminalization takes place during pachytene. No, during pachytene only recombination occurs. Okay, so C is wrong. Nucleolus, Golgi complex, endoplasmic reticulum are reformed during telophase. Yes, all these disappear in prophase, reappears in telophase. Crossing over takes place between sister chromatids of homologous chromosome. It is non-sister chromatid of homologous chromosome. So E statement is also wrong. Only D and D are correct here. Answer is option 1. Question number 199. Which of the following statements are correct regarding skeletal muscles? We have to choose the most appropriate answer. Okay, regarding skeletal muscles. Muscle bundles are held together by collagenous layer called fascicle. Okay, right? So it is right. Sarcoplasmic reticulum of muscle fiber is a stored house of calcium ion, right? Striated appearance of skeletal muscle fiber is due to distribution pattern of actin and myosin protein, right? M line is considered as functional unit of contraction called sarcomere. No, this is wrong. Okay, so sarcomere, it is the area that covers between two Z line. So D statement is wrong. A, B, C are right. So statement option 4 is the right answer. So students, now we are in the very last question of your biology. Select the correct statement with reference to chordates. So we have to select what are the correct statement with reference to chordate. Option A, first statement A, presence of a mid-dorsal solid and double nerve cord. So this is totally wrong. Okay. B, presence of closed circulatory system. Right. Presence of paired pharyngeal gill slits. Right. Presence of dorsal heart. Again wrong when they have ventral heart. Right. D is also wrong. E, triploblastic pseudocoelomate. Yeah, use coelomate. So B and C statements are correct with reference to chordates. Remaining 3 statements are wrong. Hence, we can go for option 1. Okay. So students, like we have completed all the 200 questions from your NEET paper, all physics, chemistry and bio. We started with bio and we have ended up with bio. So like this is a recorded session. So if you want to like listen to the explanation so clearly again, you can go to this link and watch this video. And if you have any doubts with any of the questions in all the 3 subjects, you can post in the comments. And here we are ready to help you. We will answer to your questions and doubts immediately. So thank you, students. Thank you for attending the session.